And a warm welcome back to all of you viewing around the world for this PokerOK Mystery Bounty 1K final table. And that's how your final 9 will line up. Kanar, the one sneaking in here with 8 bigs as we resume at the 1.5K big blind level. Lobby and Petachuk with 16 bigs apiece. We're climbing up slowly all the way up to suddenly quite the big gap at the top, as it's one and only Alex Goulder leading the way. The man who was all in with ace-9, the aces, and he went runner flush to double up and then exert that stack on that table. And now here he is, starting the final table with the chip lead. I am, of course, James Dempsey, and joining me for the start of this festivities is none other than Steve Warburton.
It's business. It's business time. This is it, James.
Warbs, we're here. It's a final table.
Yeah, we love a final, don't we?
We've got 85K on the line.
Yeah, it's meaty. It's meaty.
We've got 9 players in the mix. And it has to be said, before we went on the break, before the final table, one of those tables was playing like faultless elite level poker. It felt like no disservice to the other, but
yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah,
it was Gouda definitely had a better draw, and now it reemerges. It's going to be interesting to see how these different styles now.
Yeah, I think that means it's going to be quite an explosive final table. My prediction.
All right.
It's been quite a long day for them as well, which
yeah,
usually people tend to make a lot more mistakes because it is very hard to concentrate on the feature table all day, and they've all pretty much been on feature, haven't they, with our 3 feature tables? So, yeah, the pressure is high. Let's see who pops first.
It sounds so negative. Just waiting for someone to blow up. I mean, come on. Fair enough.
Nice seat draw for Alex.
Yeah, we were sort of going through that as best we could before the.
And a lovely little hand to start.
Why not?
Bumps.
4.
2 raise 4 million.
Look at that. Raise it up to 4 million. Maybe a 3x. This must be Kanar, perhaps in the blind or something. Just one of those. We're just trying to pick apart the bounty or something. I'm trying to work out why they've gone bigger.
I mean, strategy might just be because he's chip leader, to be honest.
I think. Yeah, no, look, Kanar's in the big blind. There we go, going after the.
Oh, I see. Yeah. I won't do my Kanar before.
Not yet.
Oh, I didn't hear that. I mean, you could have used it on me.
Yeah, he was absolutely hating it. I feel like you'd like it a bit more. Some other ones.
Well, if you are just rejoining us on this fresh stream here, please do let us know in the GG Poker YouTube channel chat who you are rooting for on this final table. We have an eclectic mix, that's for sure, and some big names like Petachuk in the mix. Please do let us know who your favorites are, who you want to see win this, who you think will win this.
I liked how Seat 5, I can't remember his name. I liked how he's been playing.
Yeah.
He had a couple of missteps, but they were all like pretty aggressive, so
oh yeah,
I didn't mind him too much.
He had a beautiful 4-bet jam just for the final
yeah, I
table
saw that actually, yeah.
Ace-9 off of like a stack in the teens.
Yeah, I quite like that one. He made a bit of a misstep with Ace 5 of diamonds earlier. Old river that one, but no, he's aggressive. Bit of a fashion icon as well, isn't he?
Yeah, looking the part.
So, should be a good FT.
Well, change your name. No jam. I'm gonna go with David because the last name has changed 3 times now, so I'm just gonna stick with the first name.
Which one's that? The one we've just been saying?
Yeah.
Only. Call.
Kanar ace-9 in the small. Rips it in.
Snaps.
Server. I was going to snap with a lot of hands, some of which will be worse than ace-9, but this one significantly better.
Yeah, you can still think you're ahead there when you get snapped, can't you? It's blind on blind. Kanar feels like the man with 9 lives
Mm.
for the past couple of days. Tough man to kill off.
Enjoying his time out of tables.
See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying?
Look at that. Drills the 9 on the flop.
He's used to it now as well. He's not even wrecked. It's just, yeah, another day.
Jack becomes interesting. That piece on the turn. But no, not to be. Kanar with the first double up of our final table.
I don't know. No,
Wow.
I think it's 9.1. but I don't know.
Who are
Yeah.
double up
9.1.
Kanar?
9.1.
Like it?
Wow.
Like that?
Okay, no, I do like it. I mean, I'm not sure everyone viewing is going to enjoy it, but
I really enjoy.
they have
final
the option
tables.
of turning down the volume, I suppose.
Turn it up.
We'll let you know when Warbs is next on break, and you can return to us in the audio means.
I think my next break's about 6:30 in the morning. Something like that, isn't it?
Yeah, we're here. We're here to the late hours. Watching this one play out.
Just past Picasso in the corridor. He's very much looking forward to his 2:30 a.m. next stint.
Get him back in here.
He loves the game.
He does
Loves the
indeed.
game.
Well, I mean, he's a man with a young baby, so sleep not something he's been used to for a few months now. Won't bother him.
Has he got a baby? Has he? He never mentions it.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Right.
Come on, James. It's midnight.
Okay. Okay.
Risky.
We're laying our hair down, are we?
A little bit, yeah. A little bit. It's been a long day.
I miss those days.
I've enjoyed it though. It's been some good action. It's not. We haven't seen one sort of boring table, have we? It's been
No.
been non-stop action.
Yeah, and the pace of play, as we mentioned many times here, has been really nice.
Yeah.
Slowed
agree.
up a little bit with 2 tables left. Understandably, the ICM
Sure.
dictating that we really do want to try and avoid playing too many hands.
Yeah. You always want to make the final as well. Whatever, whatever your strategy, gets to 12, 11 left.
I'm glad you are small stack. Yes.
3 pass. 4 pass.
I would still do
What
this.
year was
when
your
I had
last
more.
final table?
5 pass.
This decade or?
Don't actually know. What's a final table?
6 raise 4 middle.
Stoica here has been playing very well actually. Here's another
7
one.
pass.
Yeah, might have some time ago. Anyway,
It's one bit open here. Jack.
8 pass.
It looks quite tempting, but I think we can let the ace-5 off go. 15 points, which doesn't sound like much, but on this final table, it's a decent odd stack. You've got to remember that.
average is a smidge over 30 itself, so
Yeah.
Winner 6.
always the case, you know, we took a protracted time to get down from 11 to the final table. We just gone to 1 mil, 2 mil. The average stack has really got shallow, and it will deepen up again at some point, so you're just gonna kind of that adjustment. So hang on, like 15 blinds is quite a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Stoica was on that. I don't think we'd go as far as calling the table of death, but certainly on the bad side of the draw, 2 tables left in terms of everyone was really getting amongst it. Max pressure exerted. It's a lovely shot. Here at the Onyx table, of course, our main feature for the first time this trip. We're just covering one table.
Yeah. It is a
Traditional.
I know, yeah. It's
3 pass.
just it feels a bit strange now. Obviously,
What's that?
Everything feels slow.
Pass.
usually just cover 1, maybe 2, but you've got so used to 3.
Pass.
It's kind of nice though, just to focus on the same guys. You get to watch every single hand. There's a bit of a change.
Yeah, and I think we've built up a data point now, and most of these guys got an idea of how they get amongst it.
Oh yeah, got plenty of notes on
7
everyone.
pass.
I wonder what that notepad you had was for. Now I know. Now we
8
just...
pass.
Yeah. I do my homework, James.
Obviously-
do my homework.
You would have played a lot, I guess, against Alex Goulder here on this table. I mean, you played a lot of Dust of Dawn, that's where he came up. UK
Yeah.
regs together. I mean, I know
Yeah.
you've shared some final tables in the past.
Plus 5.
Yeah, we both play
4.5.
a lot less tournaments now than we used to. We've had a few battles down the years.
1 pass.
Certainly a very strong player. Obviously the chip leader here today. You've got to make him one of the
3
favourites.
pass.
Yeah. favourite to win the pot. But
Yes.
Put it in your
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Pawn it on the floor.
Okay, thank you.
pick up from the button. Just saying, obviously just a 15 big blind stack, but a raise and take adds 2.5 blinds to the pile. That is significant. All players, even Gorda with the chip lead is, I think, just over 30 blinds.
Yeah, the all-in confrontations are going to be sort of big swings, aren't they?
Yeah, it feels like one of those football cliches. Like the next goal is going to be important,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
but it's
really
true.
is,
It really is going to be so crucial.
Yeah. 2 15 big blind stacks go at it, and all of a sudden.
This little chest trophy we've got. Mystery Bounty trophy.
Get my binoculars out. See it?
There she is. Look at that. I believe
Ooh,
there's
new
still a
deck.
couple of 10k bounties
Yeah.
to be pulled as well. I think
Oh, okay.
the average bounty value is higher than it was at the start of the day. So obviously the big ones have gone, but
Yeah.
overall equity
6+.
is, I think, in the sort of around the 6 to 7k range, which not insignificant when you consider the jump from 9th to 8th, $2,000.
Yeah, definitely.
8th, 7th, 2.5. You know, not until we get to
5.
jump from 5th to 4th is it more than what the bounty is currently worth.
Yeah, 10k
7+.
not to be sniffed at, as you say, with 9th being 8,000, 8th being 10.5.
Master.
Basically like an extra page up, isn't it?
Ace.
8 raise.
Yeah. Big one. Cannot. Fresh off that double, raising this thing up with ace 10.
No deals as well, is there? At merit.
No,
So
very
we're playing to a winner.
play for keeps, my friend. 85k going to the champ. Of course, we've already had a player draw 100k out of the prize pool.
Winner 8. I like it.
Yeah. So who are you backing then? Come on, we need
You okay?
9 left.
I'm a Pedicuk fan, I have to say.
Yeah, I want you one wild card win and you one who you think's favourite win.
I mean, obviously, you could be boring and say Gorda's coming in here with the lead.
Yeah. You're not boring though, are you? So.
Okay, I'll give you. I mean, Pedicuk, and I don't think really a wild card, but Yuan, I could see getting this done.
Okay, interesting pick. Yeah.
5+.
I am boring, so I'm going to go Alex's favourite and wild card. I'll go
Plus 10.
seat 5, fashion
Okay.
guru.
Raise 4 million.
Yeah.
What we're calling him
It's
now,
hard to
could
call
you
him a wild card though. Well, Jamp, I think, popped up as the name this time.
say? Okay.
I've seen 3. I've seen better right this time. My favourite is Pedicuk, who's got far less chips than your wild card. So I thought you really stepped out there.
Or something?
I mean, he seems an unknown guy to me anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know what his. Did you hand him on before and he had 400k?
Yeah,
Cashes,
yeah, that's
yeah,
right.
so
It
he's
wasn't.
not
Yeah,
a-
oh yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Not a seasoned pro. You can
No,
tell by
you're-
some of his players he's not, you know.
you're quite right, but he's shown, he's shown capability. That's for sure.
Yeah, he's not Mr. Solver, is he?
No.
Sounded good. Yeah,
He's
it's
a wild card pick.
He's not there.
Change the
Wow.
face, the smell,
nice.
Just like his presence at the
I
table.
wish I ordered that.
Seasoned gambler.
and bring luck.
Yeah, nice glasses.
I like that part even more.
Ooh, action flop.
Yeah, flops top pair, having defended this from the big, but it's Stoiker with the betting lead. Open-ender with a couple of overs and even backdoor hearts in the arsenal.
Yeah, he could just proceed with check raise here and just go for it. Look to get it in.
3.5.
Or he could just, also if it's done, check call, but
Right, it would feel... I see these spots, 9 left on an FT, sort of
yeah, it's a
really
bit,
don't want to be getting things in, but
sure. But I mean, you know, if you do check raise, you check raise to 8 or 9, and that's half your stack. So he did check raise, he is playing for stacks.
Check call, and the board pairing 10 should sort of make it more likely he realized his equity. Stoica less inclined. One would have managed to barrel up here. And do we even perhaps see a lead from Yuan? Look at this.
Yeah, interesting.
Last 10
Recognizing this card is more him than his opponent.
seconds.
Doesn't want to give a free card to a hand like this.
6 million, 500.
Set the price and really just stops Stoica, even if he's got aces, being able to put more chips in this pot.
Yeah, I think a third is a bit big though.
Right.
It's a large portion of stack as well. I think you can go smaller than that, maybe 20%.
Pretty crimped
Last 10
Stoica.
seconds.
Got the overs.
6 call.
And straight draw. Does make the call just in time for using one of his time extension chips.
Yeah, and as we go to the river, there's a number of interesting river cards. It's not necessarily one of them.
31 million chips out there. That's built quite nicely, but surely now we'll go into.
Yeah, you have to check here for a number of reasons. One is what's actually happening is if you give ace queen, ace king, king
Last
queen,
10 seconds.
chance to bluff, miss spades perhaps, ace five of spades, this sort of thing. The other is you can't really go for value.
Bank.
Jack, no kicker. Yeah. Just saying the sort of the queens, kings, aces all play this way, right? Open pre, bet flop, call that.
Yeah.
Turn leads. They're all in there. The stronger jacks as well make up a big part of the range. There's going to be some 10x that bets the flop, right?
Yeah, definitely. It's not. You can't just totally rule out
Last 10
10x.
seconds. Check.
Stoica, who now has the pieces together. What is the hand that takes this line? Is it like some 4x maybe that I can bet off here? Probably doesn't expect the weak jack to be in this spot.
Yeah, agree.
Last 10 seconds.
Is my opponent trapping me with a 10? Would they not just go for it? Try and get me to pay them off if I had an over pair or a big jack.
Bank.
Very unorthodox line from Yuan.
I'm just trying to work out if he thinks he does have enough showdown. I don't think.
Right, if Yuan had
6
I
call.
love
Wow.
it. Yeah, I love it. I do love it. It might not work here, but
all of a sudden
I do really like it.
Stoica maneuvers the half pot jam.
It feels like he could have hit an 8 actually, you know, like a queen 8, 7-8, spades with an 8.
Mm.
You know, he's worked out. It's just very unlikely to be good with any showdown here whatsoever. He's also worked out that all the super strong hands are just going to go all in themselves.
Yeah. That's the thing, isn't it? I think Yuan obviously deep in the tank now, working that back through. He's like,
Yeah.
does my opponent ever think I'm actually likely to check a 10 here?
Yeah. He also blocks obviously the king jack, queen jack, queen 10, all these hands. Open +1.
Can you have pieces together?
And I think at other points during the tournament, people do make this call. It's quite not trivial, but they do flick it in. On a final table, it's very different. It's
Right.
very different. You
Yeah.
apply a lot more pressure. People don't want it lost on finals.
So you were getting 3-1, but it is 9 left on a final, as you mentioned. If he were to call, would take the chip lead. And he makes the call! Yuan passes the test. Well done, sir. That is class. Wow, somehow turned up there with kind of a a medium strength value hand on the turn that found the lead and created this situation where he gets a full double up.
I feel a bit for Stoica there. I feel like he played it. He played it well, and
Right, I don't think he was expecting to see that hand, was he?
yeah, exactly. It outs to win the hand
Right.
cleanly, let's say, and he also
Try once.
had a good
Okay.
bluff on the end that I think does work sometimes.
Oh, there you go. That's one of my picks.
Yeah,
Right up there.
you run pretty well, don't you? You
Well,
like pick the guy and then immediately just turns the jack 6 suited into a full double.
Yok yok bunu o istemedik.
Oh, jeez. He looks like a
Evet tamam.
well-oiled gambler.
And Stoic is definitely one of the more dangerous players on the table, so the other players will be loving
Right.
seeing.
Oh. Very good.
And longer it takes, it affects more.
Yeah, that's
The aroma is better probably, yeah.
the sort of hand that makes everyone at the table sort of stand up and pay attention. Okay, this guy's gonna do some all sorts of stuff, but he was also
Nice call,
willing
sir.
to put it all on the line.
Yeah, very interesting hand.
Luck. Nice call.
Insane luck.
This sizing, I would fall a 10.
Just 7 blinds after that one. As you said, very unlucky for him,
6
even
cards.
after the flop was
7.
basically a flip.
Good discipline there after you've just
Mm.
bluffed it up and you've got 7 bigs, you're down at an ace. You're paying the big blind next hand,
Yeah.
so you can get tempted.
Last time. 8 first. 9 first.
You can all think about something with Queen Jack there, but there's some
1 first.
short stacks behind. The very short stack about to be the big blind.
Had a check rock in the Triton hoodie.
Intimidate
Last
them.
10
Yeah,
seconds.
pure intimidation move that.
2 raise 4 middle.
Oh yeah, your man's just doubled. I thought they were all short behind it, but they're not, I
Last
think.
time.
To deal with. But he does have position against him in this pot.
Is he gone all in? Yeah.
5 pass.
Good situation for Alex if he can hold.
Yeah,
Oh,
snaps it off, and we'll be happy to see somehow there's an undercard in his opponent's holding to exchange a fist bump.
Queen check is good here.
That's the only thing Gould is looking to share in
Now
this
it has
pot.
good odds, huh?
I like it more than
Window.
Runner, runner.
Not an out for him. That would give Gould a high straight.
Yeah, we'll be up to 85 million. This can hold.
Ace.
how many of
It's
you?
gonna hold bar
No, I'm actually voting for that guy.
ace or 3 on the end.
The number 2, I don't like now.
Halaby on his feet.
Ace 9.
This is the last card of his run.
One time for you, why not? Let's go. Boom. Oh, fuck my queen.
Boom, it is not.
Game.
Halaby out in 9th
Out.
place.
But it
First
worked.
elimination on the final table, picking up $8,560.
8, 6, 14 outs, huh?
The rich are getting richer. Goulda climbs further ahead on this final table. Now, with that elimination, everyone else now guaranteed
That was
over 5 figures. 10k plus the min payout.
Plus any bounties they've accumulated.
There'll be a few in there.
So there's just one 10k left.
There were, when I last looked, with I think there were 14 envelopes, then there were 2 10ks left.
Okay.
I don't know if one of those got pulled in the before the final, but
La 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 la.
This is the only time that I wouldn't pull it straight away when you're actually on the final.
oh, we found
you found a
found a
spot
bit,
where
huh?
actually-
Well, you're not going to run over and miss a hand, no?
Yeah, not the 100% of the final.
And then 8 left.
8
And
pass.
now
9 first.
was all in at risk to start the final. Doubled up and now has laddered up. The rest.
4 pass.
Jam.
All in.
Ace,
5
deuce.
over.
12 blinds. Just going to move it in from the small covering Stoiker, in fact. Yeah, Stoiker, wow. Obviously, a different run from that part now. Has to post big blind and big blind ante. fold that out. Now sitting here in the small with just 5 blinds.
Yeah, very frustrating.
4 million is too much.
10 start when it's like.
But it can all change quickly. As we were saying, it's not a super deep FT, so
No.
you just got to play your hands and hope to spin up.
Yeah, there's only around sort of 150 blinds in play in the whole tournament at this point.
Yeah, it's not.
It's going to be over very quickly.
No.
8 plus 9.
Keep your head screwed on here to one of these players. Obviously, as you mentioned, they've been playing a long time. It is a long day, but adrenaline keep you going. See some players they will experience this kind of situation.
Keep your head up, keep your heart strong.
Oh, what's that from?
Lyrics.
Oh,
Can't think who it was. Ben, someone.
5 plus.
just Ben.
Ben, someone.
Ben Stokes.
Might actually do that. Ben. Keep your head up, keep your heart strong.
Oh, you're so lazy. You don't even Google. You just talk into your phone.
Yeah. I do that when I'm speaking on like WhatsApp as well.
And you just voice the text memos, do you?
Literally like an old man.
10-4.
Hurts my fingers.
10-4.
Stoiker moves in from the small. This one. Sure, get through.
10, 24.
So it hurts your fingers to type on your phone.
So many friends are just messaging all the time, aren't they? on WhatsApp,
I mean,
so.
all I ever get from you is stickers.
Ben Howard. Ben Howard. It's,
And 2 first names.
I've got some good stickers of you actually.
I don't really think I don't like it. Name 2 first names. I don't know why. It just always feels like it's like a bit of a waste. A missed opportunity.
Bit of posturing here from Gadamian. What's your middle name? Something posh. Oh, it is as well. Go on, what is it?
Oh,
Winners.
Henry or something.
No.
Go on. Of course you do.
Left leg, I would double down couple.
Go on.
Well,
oh yeah.
Jean-Philippe.
no.
Not easy.
One certainly is. One of them is Vincenzo.
No way.
11-4.
Vincent.
Was
My
it today?
mother's family being Italian.
Oh, really? Okay. I thought you were trolling me. And then
I feel like if I say my mother's maiden name, it used to be something you
This
do,
is
but now
F75.
someone's going to hack my account. But
so Vincenzo, and then what's the other one?
Tristan.
Vincenzo Tristan. James Vincenzo Tristan Dempsey.
Yeah.
So bougie. Right, back to the action. 8 remaining. Everything at stake.
2 plus.
I see Alistair in the chat asking when they get the bounties. Well, obviously, every time they knock someone out, they pick up a bounty ship. And they can just choose when to redeem that. So the tombola is just off screen. And they just go over there, hand their token over to Murbutas, who will
6 raise.
let them draw, and they just get to take one. Obviously, they've been in play since the start of the day, so lots of these players would knock people out by now, and some would have taken some of the bounties, some might not have done.
7 plus.
Is it a tombola? Is that what you call it?
Interesting. What have we got, Albert? Oh no, we don't have a tombola here, do we? We usually have a tombola here. We just got a box here, I think, haven't we? Yeah.
Less than 7.
Interesting spot here for Canard. Playing just over 10 big blinds, 10.5.
8 plus.
This just doesn't play very well post. Just against cut off, you can rip this all in.
Take it to a flop.
Bounties
Funky
are on.
glasses are back.
Yeah,
Ooh!
and that's how you do it, isn't it?
Wow.
You just cooler the
Jayan, look at this.
heck.
Top
Out of
pair
there.
in the spot against a 10 big blind stack, and you're no good.
Yeah, this is actually brutal because so many ace X are just all in free.
Right.
It's basically like
Right, this is so much more of a cold deck than it would appear, right? Top pair
Yeah.
with a 5 kicker, but as you say, all the big aces are jamming free. Most of the small aces are jamming free.
exactly the ace 5 has basically got the nuts other than king 4. suited because king 4 off would probably just fold pre as well.
Hmm.
4s would be in pre.
7.5.
There's some slow plays of aces and kings, of course, but
0.5.
It's
7.5.
come
oh, you
the
can't
instant
raise.
check
No,
raise
no,
on.
no. Oh, my friend, no, no, no.
But this just is like nonsense, right? This looks like what,
sure.
king 4.
Yeah, but
What else can you have? And then just some random bluffs.
I agree. But look at the times when he has queen 9 off,
Mhm.
jack 8 suited here, and he's like, well, I don't think this is a hand, but I have to just fold.
Yeah,
As it turns out,
genius maneuver.
yeah, I mean, but just call, just call, and still going to get all the money. Yeah, this is a very easy jam now for half pot, and I see absolutely no way the ace 5 can fold.
What a stop the far table for Canard came in. The shortest, got a double,
All in?
then had a ladder. Now here he is, jamming all in, and oh, this is a pretty grim spot, but for all the reasons previously mentioned, it'd be very hard for him to fold here. I mean, those bluffs that did activate on the flop, are they likely to follow through on the turn? Maybe not as much, but if it's the ones that perhaps contain hearts as well.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, it's very hard to just think of any hands really that play this way at all. It's
Oh, well done.
my word,
Well done.
that's absolutely incredible.
Great fold.
I don't know if that's genius or insanity. Very fine line between the two.
Well,
How has he worked that one out?
I just think it's one of those, right? He just doesn't give the man credit for running a bluff here.
He
and-
just thinks he's not bluffing,
Thank
I guess.
you.
Yeah, but even so, what he
Come back
thinks
soon.
he's just peeled like the ace 8 and that hasn't gone with that. Free
just,
flop.
just squarely puts him on the king 4 suited.
It's half pot as well.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. Don't know about that, but he's my man. He's my pick, so I'm
Yeah.
loving the fold.
He did pick him. He has shown great aptitude thus far today on this stream.
It's always fun when everyone does the exact opposite to what you're saying.
That's okay. Whoops, that's why you're here.
Exactly, yeah. That's why they're there and I'm here. But wow, yeah, incredible fold.
Okay, and I didn't get the full double up, but nonetheless, a big pickup for his stack.
I don't know. I have seen people like that short, check raise like the king queen and just go with it.
Right.
So I don't know about
But
that
then,
one.
king queen not just being pre. It's weird.
Exactly, yeah.
Just a spot where you don't really get to have anything.
Yeah. Love this open. Mr. Goulder. He's a chip leader.
Mm-hmm.
He can open a very wide range of hands from any position at this point.
Wow. Kenhard finds
I
it.
said he had 9 lives. I feel like he's got 12 lives. How's he going to play this one, though?
Start this one. 18
12.
blinds back.
12.
12. 8 raise 12.
3x3 bet, putting in about a third of the chips. It's kind of like, really? You've just come out with check raise on the last flop. Doesn't make any sense to me. Now I see you 3-betting me, the chip leader.
Yeah.
It's almost given the vibes, Kanar, like, hey, came in short at 9.
Yeah, the good news for Alex is though he's not got a hand he can,
Mm-hmm.
if he maybe had like the ace 2 suited or something, there is a chance he might make the mistake of jamming. But with the queen 9 off, just
Even this dealer is good for you.
They're all good for me.
Bit of heat though for Kanar.
Yeah. I'll talk it for it.
Ooh, ah.
There is one particular dealer who is bad for me. The flop he showed ace 9 suited. I called with aces. I lost 31 million.
Oh,
like 3 hours ago.
Playing the bad beat story after the last
climbing
2
back.
hands, like it.
Yeah.
It's true, though. I mean, that's how Gula got the chips going. Ace 9 of spades, all in. Kanar had aces. Jack 8 deuce. Going running spades, and out they popped.
You did mention that, yeah.
5.
Similar sort of spot here to the previous hands
Mhm.
for Alex. Got to pressure on.
Gone slightly bigger.
Yeah.
Again, need to scout out exactly who's in what seats here. Fedichuk's big blind. He's one of the shorter stacks, perhaps trying to dissuade the peel there. Not give him such good direct odds.
Yep.
I always like that adjustment you see these top players do. Oh wow. Once again, someone finds the butchers. I mean, we're on quite a substantial delay here. Is Gold just going to think everyone's just over it and coming after him?
You don't really care too much when you still chip leader. It's,
All in.
you're a bit frustrated, but I like the snap muck as well. I'm not a huge fan of an FT of taking ages and you know.
We're allowed to have raise folds.
Exactly, yeah. Doesn't really mean too much if you stop there or. Fireworks early. A lot of big hands. You can argue with the hands we've seen. We should have lost half the field here. The FT. Good to the unscathed.
Yeah, sub 10. Stoica sub 10. Damian still under 15 blinds.
He went a bit ballistic before, didn't he, with that Jack 2 suited? See that one?
They've all got it in them.
He peeled from the big check called on King Jack 10.
Oh yeah.
And then in the turn he just check raised, rifled it in.
Yeah. It was one of those where I'm like, okay, he's going to struggle here again.
Yeah, it's like
Stoica's
it's a really
ace queen,
tough
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Just like made it a little easier. Gets the walk with ace king for the check. The shortest in the small. Beautiful set here in the middle of the Merit Diamond ballroom.
Yeah, it doesn't get much better. Really nice table, nice setup.
Just look at the size of that stage. Dead space alone.
Yeah, I like it. I like the table shape as well. You have a lot of room.
I'm not sure the dealer would like it.
Yeah.
Cards can get lost in. But Warp says screw the dealers. Is that what you said?
Well, I've gone from player to commentator, so next might be dealer. You never know. See what the owlie is. Stoic here considering.
What was your path to poker?
It's a bit of a,
well, we've got time.
it's a bit of a big question for 1 in the morning, James. Let's see if Stoica goes this A7 off. I'm quite curious.
Gonna go for an all in.
Yeah, fair enough.
Just leaving himself an avenue in case there is significant action behind. Perhaps he can secure some ladders.
Yep.
So rarely it works, but some notable examples of this maneuver really paying off.
That would be sneaky.
I believe it was Chris Brewer in the 250k at the World Series.
I was just thinking that, yeah.
Left a few million chips behind, ended up folding jacks because of the crazy action behind, and ends up winning the tournament, right?
Yeah. I think obviously the ladders were a lot bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Lex is going to go with this one. I think it's fair enough. 7 big blind, effective shove. Always interesting.
Big
always
goal
interesting.
for Stoica.
Yeah, it is always interesting in these situations when he's left, 4.5, and it comes something like ace, deuce, deuce.
Right, and
Would he check fold? But obviously not flop like that.
but is this also one of the situations where both players don't really
want
to get it in?
Yeah, he might just
like,
check around to leave him in. Yeah.
Like Stoica. I mean, Stoica has bet, but
Yeah,
I could certainly see a situation when both are incentivized to just keep Stoica in.
Yeah, I think if he'd have left himself less than that,
Mm.
he's more likely to do it. But I think 4.5 million is actually
Right.
quite quite a fair bit.
And
that you want to
maybe-
double up to, don't you?
Yeah, maybe Gordo would need to have a bigger chip lead than this.
exactly.
He's only marginally ahead of the second stack.
Yeah.
He still benefits from ladder ups, but as it is, here we go. 6-5 deuce. Stoiker still best. Gordo pulling for paint.
With bigger jumps and more ICM pressure, I get you. It's quite a good spot to leave. Barring a semi-miracle, be a double up for Stoiker after that early bluff.
Yeah, one feels a deserved one if such a thing exists in poker.
Yeah.
Unlucky to be so short so early in this final table.
There's no justice in poker, but I feel like he does deserve to double hit.
And there is no justice in poker. There we go. Queen of Diamonds on the river. Gordo does it once again. Sends another packing. Climbs up to 95 million in chips. 95, about the 300 in play. Just not this man today. Came to the final table healthy in chips, but such a quick structure didn't give him a chance to really flex. Does take home 10,500 plus what he picked up bounties, and he had Gordo. Face says it all. God knows it's all going his way right now, and how big a pot that may prove to be. Not just the chips he gets to stack, but eliminating such a capable opponent. And you see it there. He has just under a third of the chips, and a real chance now to leverage that stack on those guys just behind him, given that PokerOK's on 7 blinds and Jant on just 9 blinds.
That's what happens when you say there's no justice in poker. Think.
She came out, didn't she? On the river.
Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga indeed.
7 plus
8 pass.
8 plus.
He loves a bit of drama, doesn't he? So,
1 plus 2
he's not a mushroom.
We.
All in.
plus. All in. 4 all in.
You are?
Ooh,
5 plus.
this one. What are we on?
7 blinds. No fear.
No gamble, no future.
7 players remain. 13k is now the payout on deck. Right now, we have to say, Gordo, sizable favourite to take this down, but still with only a third of the chips in play, and the structure is pretty quick. A lot can happen. I'm sure we've all been in there where you kind of like one of the big stacks on a final table. Say, there's like 8 left and stuff. I think things are going to go well, and you look around, and one of the short stacks just spins it up, wins a few all ins, and ends up taking the tournament down.
It's impossible to lose from here, to be honest. No, I'm only joking. Anything can happen in these things, but it's a sizable chip lead and a great spot to be in.
He's one of those very much danger men, should he get something going.
2 plus 4 plus.
That's accomplished on this table.
Well, PokerOK's pretty good.
Does leave a little bit back. $6 million in career earnings up to this point.
Oh, you were talking about PokerOK. I see now.
你到底他才打吧？
我顶对啊，我有勾
It's
啊
getting late, James. Sorry.
你知道哥，我们俩在。
He has gone with it.
他说
他看到我牌了，
No fold equity, obviously, but you know, only 7 big
我没
blinds.
抢我转牌，我主动打的。
PokerOK knows his ranges, and there are hands that King Jack do beat, and it does pretty well overall against his
That guy has
7 big
played a
blind
single
shove
hand.
range from the high jack.
Not that many chips between these two stacks.
Yeah.
On screen showing Jant with just 700k behind 2 million big blind.
Very close. He's covered. He's covered like for 1 million or something.
Yeah. He has 14 and he has 13.
I have 13,
Yeah.
300.
He has 14. Yeah.
13,300.
Ace queen is all in.
He's covered a little bit. 13,300.
13.
The brief pause as we get the numbers right. We deal out the flop and the king high board. It's the front. Had a check. Now looking to strike a miracle of his own.
Yep, needs a Barry. Keep himself in it.
There's a good luck, guys.
Too late.
No dice. Nothing more he could have done.
Bounty, huh?
Cheeky.
How much is it worth?
You lose another one.
There are 5,000 left,
Yeah,
right?
3 or something.
that was lording this man.
Like 2
He
or
is
3
out.
5,000, right?
Commentator's curse again.
Sure.
A regular.
So the average
Yeah,
price
no.
is at least 2K.
Chuck, I'm sure we're going to see more of him at this festival.
New level. Small blind 1.2. Big
WPT
blind
champion.
2.5. and
EPT champion. I think that's the 2 tough legs of the Triple Crown time. Just got a rip of a bracelet now.
Bracelets were overrated.
Said the man for that one.
Seems teeing you up to say about yours.
Yeah, I was thinking you were trying to be nice, but I still went for you.
You're my favourite, James. You know I love you.
Okay.
9 plus. 2 plus. 4 plus. 5 plus.
There's good pace to it. You know, people aren't stalling, messing about, are they? They're just getting on with it.
You know,
Ace 4 off the small hit.
speaking of getting on with it, the blinds are getting on with it. 2.5 million big blind, and Damian with 10 blinds. Trying to limp in this ace 4 from the small.
Yeah, interesting. Natural play is just the jam.
Right. You obviously, there are some hands we're going to limp into trap, but this doesn't feel strong
Yeah.
enough to do that.
You wanna be doing, you know, more big suited type. Ace king suited, ace jack suited, ace queen suited and stuff. Ace 4 off doesn't play great post flop, and just picking up the blinds is massive.
7 check.
It's quite surprising. I wonder if Canal's gonna bet one big blind here.
He delivered a good flop against the limp. That 6 deuce, well, he hits a 6, but that's not going to be enough because Daniel has probably found a straight on this board.
Yeah, a bit of a strange hand developing, really.
8 bet 3.5.
Not sure why Canal's choosing to bet here, really. Guess he just feels facing 2 checks, he has the best hand a lot. But in reality, there's a lot of 5x, 7x, even 6x. And he could be up against. I imagine this will go check jack a lot on the river. Damian's kind of lost a bit of value here. He's does have the lower end straight. He's going to lead river now. Interesting. This is very confusing for Canal now.
2-5. Sorry. I'm mistaken with the.
He has led for just 2.5 million to
Hmm.
14.5. And this is very confusing for Canal. He doesn't know what's going on really, and neither do I. So
You can see
Fair
the
enough
cards,
call,
you'd
yeah.
still call, would you?
exactly.
Julian 1. Green these 2. Let's go the way up to Damian.
Yeah.
I had the 4 of heart. If I had ace of heart, probably called, but I don't think so. No. What pre-review jam I call?
No.
Yeah, and the flop is very dicey. Not sure.
PokerOK Mystery Bounty final table here at the Mirror or Diamond. First of 3 events being covered on stream for 2025 Mediterranean Poker Party. First time this brand to broadcast you guys on the GG Poker channel.
2 plus.
Like and subscribe.
There we go.
Very composed, your man, your pick, Juan. Get the ace-4 off there. Like graphical error, Alex did fold and he has opened the ace-4. Shortly. Ooh, he is dominated by the ace-8, the big blind for Sturber.
15 blinds. Very bunched final table now.
Yeah, I'd like to just see a call here, to be honest. There's a few situations I've said, you know, should be going all in. Doesn't play very well, but 34 million and 55 million, you don't want to be just rifling this in. And it's nice to have some ace-X in your range.
In this case, a bigger ace-X, but Jack 6-5 board.
9 check.
Too much excitement either, but I'd say Yuan more intrigued with it, given the 2 spades on board. He's just going to use the betting lead.
3.5.
Continue here.
Yeah, and Sturber can go either way here. I don't mind. I'd consider a semi-tight fold holding.
9 4.
3.5 should be calling. A great card for Yuan to
Yeah.
keep barreling.
9 check.
There's so many hands he can make fold, and still got outs to the nuts. I think it's a spot where you can be tempted to check back, but you can just apply so much pressure here. Especially on an FT. It's reaching tips.
Yeah. Bar this flop in hopes that when we get called, something like this can happen, especially when it's an overcard spade as well. Just so much more likely to be us.
Yeah, and it's a nice size as well.
Sturber clearly like suspicious, or is this case maybe sort of just staring his man down, trying to maybe get a baseline read for later? Like if he sees it was a bluff or value, maybe he can pick up on something.
Yeah, I
Stream
think
table.
I think the more you get into these spots, you know, you can sort of be suspicious and think you might be getting bluffed, but there's not really much you can do. You just have to throw it away. You've got to be John Duffy to do something there.
Legend that is. Problem is that because he does stuff there, same reason why he never struggles to find a seat in a game.
I think he gets in tomorrow, actually. Legend of the game.
This is the sort of place you'd imagine that Duff was just rocking up,
Oh, yeah.
firing a couple of bullets in the main,
Yeah. Probably owns half of it.
swanning around in linen trousers,
Yeah. He was at Irish
straw
Open.
hat.
He's at Irish Open looking very, very dapper.
Yeah.
On his 7th bullet, I believe. You think that's a joke, but it's not.
No doubt. But he knocked me out for the main event of the World Series this year.
Oh,
Like,
really?
knocked out by the Duff Dog.
Wow, I can't believe you've only just told me that now.
Yeah. I mean, he's my hero, so I was okay with it.
All in pre or?
No, all in post. Big flop.
Go on, you're going to have to tell me after. I think he's thinking about 3-betting. And I was curious to see if he was going to go for a
Wow.
size or just rip it.
Love this.
Yeah,
Good luck, Canar.
these offsuit king hands, you know, they don't play great at all post flop. But a lot of the time you know the best hand. So that's just gone with it. He probably thinks as well Canar's going to make some tighter folds maybe.
Right.
We did see him fold that ace jack of clubs just before the FT. The irony is he might hero this and the king four will be winning.
Yeah. I don't see see it, but I see what you're saying.
How much he has?
Can enjoy the moment as always.
Yeah, the showman.
I feel like he's always in the tank. How has he got any time banks left?
I think he's asked. Well,
Oh, he asked for a count.
Well, interesting.
I have a beautiful
You get
hand.
more time banks with the start of the FT?
I think I was going to say. I think Gordon did say all in. I'm just trying to say it says 3-bet to 33 million, but that's just because that's Canar's stack. So
Yeah.
because he's gone all in, I think Canar's allowed to ask for a count, even though it's clearly much bet. So
I think he just
if
has too
Gordon
much
had
money.
something about him here, he just 3-bet to
How much
sort
he
of
has?
40 million.
2 800.
Afford your opponent this much time. Good thing to know, actually, for those watching. And even for myself, I was thinking, oh, yeah, that's
Got all the
this is
tricks.
something that might
fuck,
come in
I
useful
almost
in the
called.
future.
He did. I mean, he genuinely did. And I feel like I
They
called
have
that.
too much money.
He could. This is the sort of hand. Do you know what I mean? He might
Yeah.
fold something
Right.
like
might
ace 8 off, but call the queen 10 suited. Because
yeah.
Very tight fold.
usually when they say I almost called, then you know, you don't believe them, but he did. He almost just slipped that in.
Wow. Show me one.
Will it show the 4? No. And he's very wise not to be honest.
I think so. I think so.
If you do,
I
when
don't
you
know
want,
his second
you do want to
card,
get
but
out of the
looks like it's a good
out
fold.
of the building, don't you?
Yeah.
You don't want to be tilting all the locals.
I think
Yeah,
he showed
we've
the
got another
lower
week to
card.
go here.
Plenty more events.
Could be kings also, yes.
But it's a nice play, and it's
It's so
obviously
beautiful, oh my
fantastic
God.
when you get hands as good as that to fold.
Change of deal, and we'll see if there's a change of fortune
you're
for any of
back.
those at the
Hey.
table right now. There are
Hello
4
again.
separated by just a handful of blinds. Propping up the table. Been a big jump up to Yulu Yan. There's Alex Gordon miles ahead, and
Could-
what a
it could
great
count a
situation that is for
It
him
wasn't
to
a pair,
put
but
pressure on
it
Yuan.
looked like a pair
Although
to me.
Yuan is sitting downwind,
But
so
you looked so strong.
not quite as easy for Golder to kind of
Ace check I
run
probably
over
called,
this
to be
table, but it is certainly his
So it's
for the
even weaker.
taking as things stand. This course,
honest. What the hell?
PokerOK Mystery Bounty final table.
It's okay.
5 plus.
I wonder if Kanara in that hand was thinking about the
Feel
other
like you had
stacks. You know,
kings.
he's the shortest, but the other 3 have got 12, 13, and 14 big blinds, so they're all kind of in the same boat.
Fuck, I almost. I was like.
Plus 7.
You can let this one go, but it's fine. Opening's fine.
Butcher. Sorry? Yeah, thank you.
Personally, I'd be folding if I just want the FT to sort of go a bit, quicker. Just think, 5-3 off. Let's just let this one. Let this one go.
She had because queen board he's all but dead.
Yeah, I'd expect to see a 1 big blind lead from Alex.
2.5 million.
Unlikely that flop has hit the big blind. In this instance, it has. No reason for one to be raising, really.
Okay.
It's a bit of a miles ahead, miles behind spot.
Butcher.
I'll get to chip leader. Done with it.
Second spade appears. Just he does wave the flag.
Sorry? Can you read?
Yuan now with a decision to see
What card?
if she continuing to put chips in this spot, or is he happy to check back? Looks like it is the former.
Bet 3.5 million to
Don't worry, it's done deal.
Not a hand that needs a huge amount of protection, but some nonetheless. Certainly get called by some inferior hands, particularly draws.
Yeah, definitely. Gotta keep that in there. There it is. Oh, it's a mini chest. I get it now. God, I'm really not on the ball. Sorry.
Wolves.
I understand now.
You okay, son?
Yeah, I get it. Who made it? The borrowers? No, it is good. I like it.
Very nice. Wow.
Solid gold, I imagine.
Sure. Do you have any good trophies at home?
No. We're very good at either not cashing or coming second or third sometimes, but never first. Saying to Raven before, I've got one of his trophies at home that he won, and I put it next to the couple I do have to pretend I've won another one.
Or a trophy.
Yeah. My wife actually has 2 trophies. So, you know. 6 trophies on the mantelpiece. 3 aren't mine. But they're very high up, so no one can tell. But one of them says the Women's Irish Open Champion.
Wow. Okay. Gouda with the open and with the 3-bet jam.
Yep, no decision there for Giant. He's got to put it in. Especially against chip leader, you don't want to be getting fancy and 3-bet having PO or anything. You've only got 11 big blinds, is it? 12 big blinds?
Nice mantelpiece.
Yeah.
Could be worse. You could have lots of trophies and no home to put them in.
I'm not complaining. Just you asked me a question about trophies. I want to win a trophy. Usually quite tired and exhausted and just, you know, quite desperate for a chop. Kanar with the X9 off there under the gun. Surely playable.
It's just you're in that bunch, aren't you? With the 4 short stacks, it's a bit of a waiting game.
Yeah, it's tough to navigate, but you can just min raise. I like it.
17.
You know,
Yeah, sorry, go on.
you don't need to just go all in or fold here.
Mm-hmm.
And
Uh-oh.
I think it's a very easy raise fold.
Yeah, 17k, the current payout. Just 2 ladders gets you to 31.5, and that's pretty conceivable when there's 4 of you so short. You wouldn't have to do much to get to that situation.
Ooh, interesting from Alex here. This is kind of a it's kind of a trap, really. You know, he's looking for one of the shorter stacks behind to go in with worse. I don't particularly like it, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm really surprised by this.
I think it's, you know, I think it's just much better just to go all in. You're already chip leader. You want to keep the chip lead. You can still get called by worse from Kanar.
The dynamic's good, and the problem is, you know, Gadamian coming in here is obviously not ideal for Gadamian, but the fact he's entering the pot kind of takes away from your equity as well, favors the other short stacks.
Yeah, I kind of get it if Kanar's a bit deeper, but yeah, he's played very well so far. I think this is a bit of a misstep, but it might still work out.
Yeah, does have the best hand as things have played out thus far. Jack 6 board.
He might actually think that Kanar's quite tight, really, under the gun.
Mm-hmm. Well,
you know, like wants to keep in his.
he should be right with the,
yeah,
with
true.
the four guys sharing similar stacks.
Yeah.
Those ladders I mentioned. But
Yeah.
I guess at some point you still got to look at it and say, hey, it's 12 blinds. And we've seen, I think Kanar is quite tight in terms of how he puts the last chips in, but we have seen him play a number of hands as well. It's like He'll speculate for a little bit, but
Yeah, this is interesting now. I didn't expect this.
yeah.
I thought he'd just try and take it to showdown, but he is actually kind of opening himself up to getting bluffed by betting, because Alex is going to peel, and then on the river he's going to check, and Alex might work out it is a chop and go for the whole thing. So one of these weird spots where actually checking the turn is a much better play from Canard, even though he thinks he has the best hand. The flip side is the spade might come and he could.
Right.
But yeah, I'd be quite impressed now if Canard checks and Alex does work out the situation and move all in. He can obviously have Jack X himself.
Mm-hmm.
Sevens. It is possible to flat through. I think it's just so unlikely he's beat. I would quite like a jam for Alex there, but understandable. No dramas. Still chip leader.
Yeah, there we go.
Trappy.
Start discussing with him. He's green suited, got table. That's just a flat pre. Pique the interest of some.
Yeah, but what are they going to do about it? It's one of those. They're all pretty handcuffed.
Yeah.
So. Can know lots of things in Texas Hold'em, Dempsey, but most of the time there's nothing you can do about it.
Yes, 100 more.
So you're handcuffed,
You
or
win.
you don't have the
Yes,
chips,
I
or you
win.
don't have the hand, or whatever. So
Oh shit.
it's very easy to sit there and say, "I knew he was bluffing, knew what he's going
Yeah.
to do," but it's hard to actually do something. That's why the game favours the aggressive players.
We continue six-handed here at the MPP PokerOK 1K Mystery Bounty, the opening event of our streaming schedule. That was like 496 entries in this event, 1,490 of them long gone. Right now, all the chips nestled this side of the table. The stacks of Buda and Yuan. Well over half the chips in play between the two of them. The rest playing a game of survival, trying to get those ladders. Buda opens this one up. This is another one of those things, right? Like, Buda's just up to no good a lot. But also, there are so many other short stacks around. Do I need to get involved? No. He decides not.
Yeah, threes is just such a bad hand. You know, you much prefer the sort of blocking hands, don't you, rather than
Yeah.
with the deuce. But he could have gone with it.
I mean, for pure chips against the hands that Gould is raising, a loving life, right? Because he's going to have so many raised folds, but
Yeah.
just the risk of busting in sick with those other short stacks around, especially we've seen them sort of willing to get involved a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be very savvy on FTs, don't you?
You basically got to be boring, haven't you?
Check.
2025 poker, yeah. I guess the jumps aren't super huge because half the prize pool has gone to the bounties. These two matching up again.
Gone are the good old days of third place doubling to second place and second doubling to first place. People played for the win.
Yeah, it'll come back. You like that words.
Speaking of that, you remember him? I was at the first Poker Million card table where first prize was $1 million, second was 100K, and like the first person out in the final got like 6K. It was like 6K for 8th, first is $1 million. There's a payout structure for you.
Yeah. What was his quote? I think it was something like, "I just thought everyone was playing too tight, so I just started re-raising them all.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not. What do you have? I don't know. It's just
Brilliant.
re-raising anyone who opened.
King high. It's my
Rich
fault.
get richer.
Fucking my range. Aye.
And sort of recognizing
Right? Look at the
maybe
boy.
taking a stab down the river. They're making it quite easy for him.
They are. Someone needs to.
It's his absolute bread and butter.
And these 4 off gets to win a showdown there. It feels like, as you say,
Yeah.
instant realization by himself that maybe should have scored on that one.
But I can understand it when there's 6 left, you know. Usually people want a couple to bust and then opens up a bit 4-handed, 3-handed. So it's pretty much a dream spot for Mr. Goulder. Another open. And another interesting hand.
Yeah, well, he's
Not taking 4s.
sold the 3s once it late. He's going to fold 4s one seat earlier, I suspect. And if it does, let's see if Kanar. See, this is what I mean. Like, Kanar showing a willingness to get perhaps over involved here, not maybe as au fait with the ICM situations.
Yeah, I feel like he's a little bit frustrated. He does have just a shy under 10 big blinds here. Big blinds thinking whether to come along.
Again, though, he's just so disincentivized.
Yeah,
Just get out the
agreed.
way here. There's just a good chance Kanar ends up all in post flop with Goulder.
Exactly.
And I mean, the hands that do peel from the small. Obviously, we can see in this case he's dominating Kanar, but in theory, they should be the hands that are dominating Sturber, right? The sort of the Queen Jack, King Jack suited type combos.
Yeah. But if you've not made too many final tables, you know, you kind of revert to your normal style, which is I've got Jack 9 off, closing the action, it's a good price. But yeah, I'm with you, James, and I'd like to see that fold there. I also want to see some action flops, so
Well,
everyone's got a piece. There we go.
Sturber does cool. Does flop top pair.
You checked, yeah?
Cannot.
I
Second
don't think
pair.
he did, yeah.
It's okay.
Now this is interesting because if Alex does c-bet, which I think he might check back, but if he does c-bet, I think Kanar might go with it and Sturber might call as well. It'll play very differently if Alex checks back.
I think I think Sturber checked before Kanar acted, and even motioned to Alex. And he
7.5.
sort of said to the, like, Kanar hasn't acted yet. Kanar was like, no, it's okay, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Check. I want to read into that.
He's gone E40 range, and Kanar, I've got a feeling might just go with this. He's kind of hating it, but may put it in.
Behind it. I mean, if he does put it in, how does Sturber feel about the situation?
Yeah, exactly. There's definitely a world where they both get it in, and there's definitely a world where Kanar just folds and then.
I mean, yeah, Goulder repping not nothing here when you see bets into 2 players. Sure, he has an aggressive image, but he just showed up with that ace queen, just flat pre-flop, showing them a little bit more than just aggression in the playbook.
All in.
Well, he does go for it as you called, Warbs. Now then, Sturber, you've got yourself in a situation. Can you get yourself the victory? I mean,
Now this is, yeah, this is what I feel like you can almost overthink it. Think, oh, it's been a c-bet and all in, but like most of the time you shouldn't read too much into someone using a time bank, but I think Canar's only got 20 million. And he's used a time right there. I really don't think it's a strong hand. And also, because he's got 10 big blinds pre-flop.
Right, unless it's maybe aces or something, right?
Yeah, but I mean, that seems very likely. But yeah, sure. But like, if you know, if you had like King Jack suited, Queen Jack suited, Ace Jack off, they are all in pre. Like 100%,
Right.
they're all in pre.
Right.
So it's. I think he's probably going to fold, but really consider this. Not really putting it in. It's tough though, you know. It's all his chips, 6 left and an FT. You don't want to put it in and just be dead and be like, oh my god, what have I done there? But I wouldn't be as concerned about the small blind shove as maybe he is. Canar's obviously just hating this.
Yeah.
Hating this massive. He's just like, fold your hand.
Please.
I have the absolute bottom of my range here.
Wow. Does fold.
I can't fold.
Gotta call.
And Alex finds himself in a
He must be good
situation
then.
where he gets the best hand to fold and the 8-9 to get in.
Oh my god.
Somehow.
This is worse.
And there you go.
Oh,
And
the
yeah,
jack?
I feel your pain. I feel your pain
I was
there.
expecting him to fold too.
That's
With
insane.
an 8.
That's such a hard spot.
It's tough.
I presented Jack.
That is.
You fucking don't care? Okay, one time. It's my turn. Let's do it.
Canar. Because he's owed one.
Oh,
He's had a few lives, Canar.
It's
I feel
only
like
9,
this
right?
this is probably his last one.
it's only 9.
Very nice run.
You had a 9? Oh
Rode
my
his luck at
God.
times yesterday.
Oh fuck, 8 too. Oh fuck.
GG. Nice for the Jack-9 to know that if he had put it in, he'd have been absolutely massacred there.
Right. But this is one of these sliding doors moment, right? If he puts it in, Golden folds, and like Canar
Yeah. Oh yeah,
doubles
yeah. He
up.
folds. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, I didn't even think. Yeah.
He
So
calls
Canar
you
would win the
fold?
big pot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he's just realizing.
Huh?
Yeah.
I don't think.
How
got
you
some
can fold the
maybes.
Jack?
I don't think.
It's very weak Jack.
Yeah. I think it's a bad beat now, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, he would have won a huge pot.
That was, yeah,
have been
it was hard
Clear
positioning.
third in chips. Instead, he's out in 6th place, good for $17,000. Came in 9 of 9. Can't be too upset when you double up your payout from 9th to 6th. And Gulda getting further ahead, 129.
Suited.
I don't know.
Yeah, 9.
8-9 was suited.
Yeah, it was suited clubs.
Get those chips stacked in 20s.
Nice callback. I like that.
5 to go.
Yeah, Johan and Gulda down that end of the table now with over 2/3 of the chips in play. Short stack up playing this side of the table.
I mean,
Damian.
interesting to see what he does here because he had the baby ace offsuit and the small blind and didn't jam. So I'm not surprised that he's choosing to open this rather than rip it. He's against the chip leader's big blind though, so it's a bit dicey. Would have preferred a fold or an all-in.
I kind of like how he's approached this tee so far. He's kind of
5.5.
seen most of the action happen around him, not got too involved.
Not sure I agree.
Check.
That's how you do it though.
How's that for a flop?
Nothing for the big blind for him. Big count.
I can count you bet.
I bet he passed.
Yes, I understand, but I need.
4-8. I bet 4,800. 4,800,000.
Oh, you're getting withered in your old age, aren't you?
I'm not that old. Still 30s. Still moving and a grooving.
A lot of stretching from you.
I need
Not
stretch.
in here, but
I need stretch. Multiple back issues, James. So yeah, I am old. Struggle to sit on the live tournament scene these days for 12 hours a day.
that way you only play for 4 hours a day.
Correct. So I started late regging everything.
Oh, what a bastard.
You must be older than me. How old are you?
Wow.
How old are you?
Yes, I am.
40 what? You don't look.
Dan.
Last
He's going to dimes again. He's just seeing action happen around
Yeah,
him.
he's shown some discipline.
Ladders to be had.
I think this guy's got some experience.
He's looking. As you fold there, Sturber's on the button. He's got 8 blinds. He's going to jam, what, 30% of the time?
Sure.
Maybe, and then
Yep.
another sort of 20% of the time after back order may call him.
6, 2, 8.5.
There's an equity.
Has gone big here. Recognising the stack and the player.
Yeah.
Last 10.
This real nice right because you really doesn't want to get too involved, but is going to do so with 8-9 connected cards in position.
Yeah, he's not a man to be
Yeah.
to be bullied around one. I mean, it is a hand that I'd just be folding just because of all the other short stacks, but fair enough. We'll go to a flop. And a nice flop for that's it.
Great flop. King pairs and a ball texture that you can imagine he's going to bet out often. It's not quite as clear as it usually would be of just a pre-flop raise and a big blind defense because, of course, everything just mentioned you and disincentivized the peel with some of the weak hands, but of course, ace king board still is going to be the raiser here.
You can go with check or blind.
5 players remain in the PokerOK Mystery Bounty. Here at the MPP 2025. The first of those 3 events we're covering on stream. Right now, looks like that first title is going to be heading back to the UK. Encroaching on half the chips in play, which is always such a big milestone in any tournament. You feel like once you get there, you're supposed to win. Now on the button.
Last 10 seconds. 2 raise 5 middle.
Chips.
4 pass.
Should get this one through.
5 pass. And
Feels like we're sort of going through the motions now, doesn't it? There's a inevitability about this currently.
Yeah, it looks that way. This man in complete control, but we've seen it so many times before. One hand can derail the strongest.
Where are Brighton going to finish next?
Oh, okay. Derailing me. Yeah.
9 pass.
5th.
Wow, vicious.
Lines up.
Up next hand.
3 mil go now.
15, 3 middle. 10. Two raise 6 million. 4 pass. Last 10 seconds.
Alex just taking any
All in.
any
Five,
big blocker
four.
now and opening, and Jam has to go this. You saw him fold the 3s and the 4s before.
7 pass.
There's a much better spot and a better hand to be. Do that.
2
Jamming all in,
winner.
making a stand. My wild card pick. Don't forget.
Yeah.
Get to heads up. Anything happen?
Yeah. I'd go with your headline pick. Doing all right.
Yeah. I basically picked the 2 that are going to get heads up. Yeah. What can I say?
You went really bold by picking the overwhelming chip leader.
I'll actually just pick the winners, mate. No nonsense. You can follow your head. You can follow your heart.
Two pass.
You're saying your heart doesn't reside with the border.
Just got my second win.
Oh, here we go.
5 pass.
Some jogging on the spot.
Sort
taking
of,
bets. What's going on here? A little jig.
Sort of flagging about an hour ago, but I got my second win now. Never want this to end.
Last 10.
You ran 2 jacks, popping this up in the cutoff. A rare non-Goulder pop.
Yeah, absolute monster. 5-handed. Desperate for some action.
Yeah, now Sturber, you know, maybe critical of the Jack 9 peel before. This one a little different. Is the shortest stack by some margin. Does need to get chips moving. This one suddenly becomes a bit more attractive to call.
5.
Quite ugly though, isn't it?
It is.
4.5 lines.
But we're just so cut adrift at this point.
Sure.
Spot looking 3 mil. Try and connect with the board in any way and then go with it.
Yeah.
Last 10 seconds.
I wonder if that's on his radar or he's just thinking whether to go old.
9 pass.
I think he's thinking that. But yeah, I like you thinking peel there and just a piece.
I think the next nearest is what, 35 mil. So far adrift now that, but like busting when you're so far fed to 5th, right, isn't that big a deal anymore, right? We're not losing that much.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Thank you.
You know, you can talk a lot about ICM pressure, but when you're the guy who's in last place, you're the guy who needs to gamble most, really. So.
Yeah, it's almost like you and the chip leader are the freest.
Yeah, exactly.
Go, just confirmation that over. Okay, he was a little bit closer to Damian than I recall, but still, you know, a long way from 3rd. That's the worst thing that could happen. Well, I mean, it is the worst thing that can happen. You're playing a poker tournament. Literally the worst thing, and the only bad thing that can happen is you bust. But you get my point.
5 pass.
All different nationalities, I've just noticed. Active mix.
Damian! Here we go. The first big hand we've seen probably. Oh, Jack's lost hand, but first big hand. 9 aces.
Chip leader, big blind as well.
9 bigs.
7 raise.
See? More than min, or?
He has. No.
6.6.
Okay. A little bit more.
Not sure why he's doing that, but yeah, just on 6. I mean, to be honest, you want to go 5 and then have the dealer correct you. Go, it's like, oh no, I need to put in another million. But yeah, so over here, you couldn't fold him, could you?
Like,
Couldn't fold him.
and he's going to run it, and that is going to be disgusting when he sees the situation he's been dealt into here.
Very unlucky to run into aces 500 here. Button versus small blind.
Shake of the head.
Yeah, frustrating last few hands that he's played.
Doesn't have to run into aces as it is. That's exactly what's happened.
He was doomed either way, though, even if he puts in the Jack 9.
Right, yeah. They
Got, brutally outdrawn.
try and deal him out of this one. Jack 7-6. Couple of spades.
On the back doors, maybe 5 of spades, 4 of spades turn.
Down to be just under 50k, and that is going to be the case as he gets the check mark.
GG, good game.
Yeah. Open funky hands early on. I liked it. 3-4 tables left. I saw him out with some creative 3-bets against kind of teenager stacks
Yeah.
opening. It was nice to see. Right, that's how things stand now, though, with that double up. In Giant down with just under 50 mil.
Fifth place
Yuan?
was, sorry, fifth place was good for 23,000. 23k, 23 bags.
Not bad, Mil 1k. And of course, it's a 1k, but it's a 1k with an asterisk. I mean, only 500 of the 1k went in the prize pool. So that's a big payout.
Yeah.
Gosh, dollars he picked up in bounties, or how many bounties he picked up along the way. But I'm sure there's additional on top of that 23k. What's the biggest win in this tournament? Long gone. 100k bounty was pulled early on today.
It's a good reaction.
So, dynamic shifting at the table. Order. A6 in the smaller. He's going to limp, and Yuan showing the presence. Check this one back. Nice to have some aces in these spots.
Yeah, both hands quite disguised, but kind of standard really from both, especially with 4 left as the two chip leaders.
The card called it, that is.
It's not bad.
Better.
Surprised he didn't bet the turn there.
Backdoor. Flush. He doesn't have one for an orbit or 2.
I actually like checking the river now. Yeah,
Nice. This is going to be one of those where you...
he's got enough. He got enough showdown, hasn't he?
You're like, yeah, nice try, mate.
Yeah.
Come on.
But you know, if he's just got like the 4-8 of diamonds,
Right.
something like that, you do want him to have a go. So I like the check on the river. And also nice to show the big blind that you have limped in with the A6 off, you know, for next time.
So then, final 4, each having locked up $31,500. Next pay jump worth 11k. 2.5. Second, growing in 58. First prize tonight worth $85,000.
First time we've seen this, I think. Small blind versus big blind, unless I'm mistaken.
Yeah, cool has jumped on all those opportunities. Places with ace-7. He is just going to run it.
Yep. No nonsense, no messing, and it goes. That's a man who's getting heads up.
I'll take it if it's with you, Anne. My sleeper pick. I do feel slightly outgunned right now.
That's me doing a gun noise.
That much out. Thanks for explaining the effect.
Just on the deals, man.
I don't even know anymore. Yuan, King Queen on the button. Alex having raises up. Let's see.
Yeah, interesting whether he goes with call or free bet. I do like the call, and wow.
Wow. Finds a dreamy spot with a raise and a call in front.
Yeah, he could be getting some action here as well. I assume he's just going to rip it all in.
All in.
5 all in.
I think.
15 blinds.
Yeah, I think Juan probably should be folding, but I can't see a world where he does.
Call.
He does put it in.
2 pass.
Yeah, I'm with you. Oh, yeah, I'm with you. I think on balance he probably
Yeah.
will and definitely should fold.
Yeah.
But I also wouldn't be surprised if he kind of gives credit that his man is capable
Yeah.
against the Gouda Open. We see it's as wide as 10-4. And just flattening the button, kind of inviting these jams, but it's like King Queen suited, one of those with loving life. You know, it just seems that little bit too light. But let's see what he thinks about it all. Because he thinks jam maybe the lighter part of the range, and I'm sure there are hands in here that he would be in great shape against.
Yeah.
Go for the gamble, but it is so many chips. Another 40 million of his 57. If he calls and gets it wrong, he is the man adrift in fifth, and nicely done.
It's good discipline, yeah. Good discipline.
It just like the first time you flat the open and the guy behind squeezes, you feel like taking advantage. But is he really?
Yeah.
Full left in this big FT.
He's gone in the all in the hand before, so I thought maybe he'd get a little bit impatient there, but the discipline fold, we hate to see. We want to see the action, don't we?
Let's see blood.
Don't forget, $125 qualifier.
Yeah. One of the many we've seen here, of course, would not just want a seat to this event. He would have won the whole package. Lions to not just 1K 1 mil, but the 2K 2 mil Lux on pay and the 5K 5 mil guaranteed MPP main event yet to come. And a whole host of dollars in the bank account before he even fires those bullets off.
Yeah. Plus the all-inclusive resort.
There we go.
Probably worth a few thousand, isn't it?
I heard a rumor they're running out of Heineken. But maybe if Ronaldo played some poker today.
He was on the espresso martinis yesterday.
Early doors is all I heard.
Wonder if his husband drinks. Did he play any poker today?
I believe he did.
Yeah. Oh, he did actually.
I heard rumors that he was out there.
I saw a picture of him. He was featured on the socials.
Gouda, limping the small. For diamonds, last time these two players played out this scenario, they each had an ace.
Yeah, definitely some flops where these hands both connect, but this isn't one of them.
Two Fat Matt in the chat asking, why no bounty pool after the last elimination? Well, really because it's completely up to the players when they pull their bounties, so elimination takes place. Next hand's about to be dealt. You don't want to miss a hand on the final table, so I'm just going to wait to the break, no doubt, to pull that one out. Or maybe it's the end of the tournament. You said this is the point where you would just wait till the end of the tournament.
This is the only time, yeah. I think I'm in the minority because every mystery bounty break, there's a huge queue, isn't there? And everyone does it because no one wants to miss a hand. But I quite like sprinting over and sort of getting there. It's just annoying for me, you know, if you go to the break and it's already been taken.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the big bounty's gone. Obviously, we know it makes no difference to the EV if you do
just it. Psychologically, you wanna be pulling when it's in there.
It's low morale when you sat on the table and someone's dancing around the room like a hyena.
You just want to be a hyena.
Exactly. Also, lots of these, I think, if I pull the big one, would I even go and sort of sit back down?
Right.
No, I wouldn't. I just retire immediately.
Retire.
So, yeah, that's definitely there's merit to going up to pull it immediately.
Gouda. Raise from the button.
Yeah, JF has shown a tendency to peel most hands from the big blind. Yeah, earlier on, which is a very loose peel. This one a bit more standard.
Yeah, obviously for chips a clear call. Things get murkier in these ICM situations.
Yeah, it's going to get him in trouble. It's a great plot for both. Does elect to check.
Oh, I was going to say, it kind of makes sense checking back that kind of board texture against a big blind, but it makes a lot more sense when you check back knowing the 9's rolling off and you've just cold decked your man. All but out of this tournament, or the only saving grace, of course, is that he has 3x pot behind, and there are plenty of scare cards on this river, as well as cards that will make this a split. Here he comes then, leading out for 7 million. Both think they've got the nuts.
Yeah, we call that gin.
Mm.
And it would have been interesting if Giant went really big, because he could have considered a river jam. He has gone 7 million, so there's 31 in there.
And there is one of those scare cards, one that gives Giant the best of it. Back into the straight.
Yeah, incredible run out, really. It's it is just a very bad card for Alex. You know, any 7 backdoor clubs. Not to say it's an easy fold now, but he's not living that river when the bet comes. See what size he goes. Anything south of he's gone really small. Yeah, just an easy call for Alex.
Straight.
Very surprising, goes that small.
Better kicker. Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's always good when the chip leader goes looking for sympathy. Like, look how bad I run here.
Yeah.
Grateful we bet
But
that
it's amazing, even a pot like that, you know. He's now up to 82 million. Alex has got 119, I think,
Yeah.
from memory. So
Not a huge gap.
yeah. But I'm surprised he went so small. Just 3.5 million for the on a third pot, half pot. Whatever he likes.
2 big pickups. Fast orbit. See him climb to 82 million.
I'm telling you. He's getting heads up, that's man.
I begin to believe.
I've been around the block. I've seen these things play out. I can usually predict from the start who's gonna be there at the end.
Price 6,
Yeah, usually from the rail, I suppose.
5 plus.
Unperturbed.
Yeah, back on the horse he goes.
Back on the horse.
Yeah, first you don't succeed.
Raise
That's
again.
why we made re-entries.
Raise. Standard peel.
7
Get him out. Get him out. Good army in.
There we go.
Just feeding the tide effects there. Apologies. And lots of flops at these 2 hands again. Interact with. And that is one of them.
Wow. Gadamian with the open ender and alive over up against the Alex Goulder top pair.
Definitely an argument for
9.
2 bet 9.
a half pot C bet and then an all in. Yeah, I like this size from Alex. He's gone 9 into 18. I think it's very difficult to do anything other than go all in here, which he has done, and he'll receive snap call and bad news, but he'll still have a fair bit of equity. Potentially 160 million for Alex, and would go 300. But
if it goes the other way, all of a sudden
exactly,
he's a small 3 of 4.
Sure.
That would become such a bunch filled at that point. We would change the dynamics of this one. Arguably the biggest part of the tournament thus far, just in terms of how it would shift those dynamics.
Just a queen jack or 7 now. No club for either player.
King on the end.
Another one has gone.
Yeah, Goulder. All the way up to 160. Gadamian, GG's my friend. $31,500 for his efforts. Laddered up to 4th. Had a shot to get right amongst it with the big boys. Wasn't to be any kind of sign of wobbling from Goulder.
Things were starting to go wrong.
Yeah, took that little hit as he's alluded to there, but
Right on point, yeah.
Have you got? Like
only one hand later,
On the final, yeah,
back
yeah.
in business.
Yeah. Pointing out that he's knocked out everyone bar one player on this final
Too
table.
bad there's only one case left. 7 out of 10.
Uh-huh.
Not going to be too many surprises.
no.
How have I only got one of these?
Well, there we go. At least we know now the remaining bounties, 3 left in the box, so each worth 1k. It's just 3 players remain now.
Okay, I've not put in
And this
yeah,
the
I'm big,
opening event of the Mediterranean Poker Party.
4 pass, 5 pass.
Respect.
Speaking of the party, it's tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Will you be there?
Have you got your Cuban heels with you? Have you got any fancy shirt?
I have got my favourite shirt, yeah.
I said fancy, but sure.
It's my favourite shirt, yeah. It's actually my pulling shirt, which I haven't worn for how many years we've been together? 7 years. Yeah, might make an appearance
So
tomorrow.
wait, so you've had this shirt
Oh
just
yeah,
in
yeah.
backup. You haven't worn it for 7 years,
yeah.
and you're gonna crack it out at the party. Is this meant to be a message to the old
Of course not. Just a
the
bit.
old other half that you're just like, hang on a second,
James, just a bit of banter, mate. Come on.
I have to bring this shirt with me on a trip.
What about you? You going suave? Maybe wearing the tux you wore. That's nice.
Thinking about cracking out a toupee. Fuse you lot. That devilishly handsome chap there with the hair flopping about in the wind.
Did you ever have hair?
Well, at some point, yeah.
When you were younger, yeah. I didn't know you then, did I?
No. I lost the hair earlier.
6.
2
No,
and
yeah. I'm
6,
looking forward to that.
4 pass.
There's a couple of DJs in town,
Oh yeah.
not just one. Now then, what do we do here? We're too deep to be
Mm-hmm.
going all in like you feel.
2 of 3. Makes sense to take some flops. Obviously, we're going to feel some pressure, but as you mentioned, kind of deep enough. We're going to be able to navigate pretty well. It's not like Gordy just gets to slam us in too often.
Yeah, Alex misses another flop.
6.
2 bet,
Yeah.
6.
He's having a nice run of it.
It's tough to proceed with no backdoor club. Of course, the ace high can be good. We are playing 300. Won't be surprised to see a call or a fold.
5 raise, 22.
Quite surprised to see a check raise,
Wow.
to be honest. We have seen this from him earlier on, to be
Big one
fair.
as well.
I don't think it's a very good candidate to do it with. And yeah, like you say, James, he's gone very big.
But is it a case that a lowly pair of 4s? I mean, sure, it can be ahead, but if it's ahead, it probably isn't ahead by much.
Yeah.
Would have wanna put half his chips and play in this hand. I mean, I'm sure that the answer is no, he doesn't want to, but will he? Just second pair.
Yeah, I think you can go a number of ways with this hand, actually.
I mean, I'm folded. That's the way I go.
I wouldn't begrudge a fold, sure.
Pass.
2 pass.
I'm a bit sick when you find out it was as liberal a check raise as the ace-7.
Yeah, every credit. He's opening up now. 300. He was very disciplined, as we saw when there was 6-7 players left, and now he's recognising he's no longer short. And Alex is an aggressive player, so
Yeah, he's played
going for it.
he's played excellently since I first saw him with 3 or 4 tables left. I think he's been near faultless.
Yeah, agree. That one misstep with the ace-5 suited, I think, 4 spade board. But other than that, yeah, very good player.
Raise, 6, 5 pass.
We've got some play now, haven't we?
We do indeed.
Got some play for sure.
You know, not points, but is 3 of 3.
bit too much by him. We need a good old-fashioned cooler here, don't we? Just
The good thing about this tournament, wants to move up very swiftly,
to do.
not too far away from
Here we go. Is one good hand.
another increase, just to give these guys a little less room to maneuver. Force them into the center of the ring.
Nope.
Big games. When all jumping out the car out, so they just start burning the terrain. Force them into the center.
Did you cry when Rue died?
Which one?
Oh,
the,
come
the
on.
little one.
Like Rue. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
fine.
didn't cry. Of course I do.
What's the what the whistle is? It's not really like that. Close.
That's close enough. Come on.
Yeah. Good. Good franchise.
I actually watched it again recently on the flight. And it was on an airline, a Chinese airline.
Right.
They censor the kind of stuff that gets shown
Oh, okay.
in that country on all flights.
Yeah.
I didn't think showing a film about an individual rebelling against the authoritarian society was perhaps one that would get through the censors, but there I was.
I think you're overthinking that
But
one.
perhaps.
5 call.
100 million now.
Don't mind the limp. Don't mind the open.
2 bet.
Trash.
Dirty diaper.
Mr. Rigby.
3.5.
3
I don't usually like new names coming out for hands and stuff, but that man certainly earned one.
Yeah, that was outrageous, wasn't it?
Like, just
No matter how much money was on the line, he would just always play the D3 off. And the World Series main event feature table, 17 left.
and I mean, for those that don't recall, this guy was playing way out of line, and then had that huge pot against Chance Corner where he just like move on at the aces by just
Yeah.
4-bet jamming like 80 bigs, and Chance just beat him in the pot with Ace King, which, you know,
Yeah, I think it was button B,
but be blind or
Be
something.
blind, yeah, just did a huge jam and pulled off the ace king suited and was up against aces.
Yeah.
Two call.
Hold up. Small yuan with 8-4 in the big. The leaders here not even raised the great situation to this.
Yeah,
With like the
4
sort of middling suited.
sure. But as we were saying earlier, it is better to check the suited ones back here.
Mhm.
More playability. You can raise the offsuits.
2 check.
A good flop for Alex, really.
There we go.
What turns the best hand?
2 check.
Would like
And-
to see a
and-
bet here.
Right, and a good enough hand to start seeking value as well, isn't it? Obviously, primarily protection, but it decides that Queen High is good enough to score this one bet.
Yeah, I think this is probably just a one street hand, so I'd like to see him bet a bit more than a third.
Okay.
Maybe you can get to a street, but
An honest show as he pulls that pot in. He does. I saw Alex getting up from the table. He has David, which means one thing and one thing only. We are going on a break. This is how things look at the end of this 3 million big blind level. It is Yuan, the shortest with 21 bigs. But of course, blinds will be going up in a moment, so that shortest stack will be 15. Gouda still leading the way here with 129 million chips. I'm going to be stepping aside. Picasso is going to be coming in, and he and Warbs will take you down to a gem.
great.
Bunun hiç Amerika'da da.
Tigre
Welcome back, everybody. In the wee small hours out here at the Merritt Complex in Northern Cyprus, we are three-handed in the PokerOK Mystery Bounty. Chip stacks on your stream. Screen, excuse me, it is getting late. Starting to get shallow. Goulder still out in front, 129 million, good for 32 big blinds. And David Jayanth has had quite the final table. navigated it pretty well, Warbs, kept himself afloat and been on a little bit of a heater the last half hour or so. He's in contention, second in chips, 108 million, and completing the lineup. Mr. Yilu Yuan, 15 blinds. He's got some work to do, but of course, one double up for him, and he's basically going to retake the chip lead.
Yeah, all these 3 players played very well. I feel like they deserve to be here.
Yeah, I've been particularly impressed with David, I have to say.
Yeah, I agree.
Goulder's been really good as the front runner, obviously, as you would expect, taking all of the kind of marginal opens and leveraging that pressure. I don't think I've seen David make a mistake. I heard you saying on stream when I was just taking my break that he was your kind of...
Yeah, he's been pretty much flawless,
pick,
hasn't he?
right? He was your pick. Like,
He's had to show a bit more discipline as well than the other two because he's been shorter and things. So, yeah I've been impressed with him.
Yeah, so it does feel like it's anyone's game. So it did look at one stage as if Alex was potentially going to run away with this. But the nature of the structure, you know, eventually chip stacks tend to equalize, and we have seen that be the case. So he does have a marginal chip lead still.
Yeah, 32 bigs at 27. One pot and it'll switcheroo.
Yeah, and like the shallower we get, of course, a cooler hero there can really cause some damage.
Sure.
Not going to be difficult for 2 hands to clash in a 3-handed lineup. So here we go, guys. Welcome along if you are still tuning in. Hope you're enjoying. Let's get back after it.
Just looking at the payouts here, Andrew. It's 42k for third, 58k for second, and 85k to be top dog.
Okay. Interesting spot immediately for Goulder. Going to be some considerations of open shoves in some certain spots, like the shallower we're getting. You know, I think if David, particularly here, had sort of 25 blinds even, like, or less, we could just open shove this from button.
Yeah, great.
Just that type of hand class. Interesting now for Yuan. 15 blinds. Okay. It's going to come with call.
Yeah, I don't really like this too much.
It's this kind of situation now where, like, he does need to start swinging, so to speak.
Sure.
Wants to get in the mix.
Sure.
It's a debatable one. We can see equity-wise in pretty good shape against the pocket fives. That's about as good as it gets for Goulder. 6-3-3. Going to be very confident here that your fives are best. Unless you're facing these top-of-range pre-flop traps, Warbs, like the old aces and kings. You can't imagine that there's many pocket pairs, for example. I mean, Yuan's going to lead.
He's going to go for the lead.
5 with.
We were saying these 3 players have not really had many missteps. I think this is a bit of one.
Yeah, I'm on board. I can get on board with the peel pre, I think. But this, I mean, what are we trying to say we have here?
Yeah, there's basically nothing that Alex folds here either. You know, even if he does have the Jack 10 off, he is gonna float this to his lead, as he's gonna think, what are you repping? Has position in the chip lead, so it doesn't accomplish too much.
Ace of diamonds on the turn, pretty disastrous for Yuan. Really cannot rep this card credibly.
No.
Much more likely for Goulder to have an ace in hand. I can understand what he was thinking. You know, the button's going to be really wide, and maybe he'll just be able to just lead, get him to fold his queen 9 offs and all this.
Yeah.
All these type of holdings, but
I just don't even think he folds that.
yeah, decision on Alex now. Content to try and show this down. Pretty good river for him, I would suggest. It's hard for Yuan to have a 6 in his hand.
Yeah, and interesting whether Juan thinks that they're chopping here.
He certainly could. Just a bit of a strange spot, this. You really don't expect to see this lead from the small. Goulder with the decision. I mean, can we seek value? I'm not sure what we can get value from.
But the whole hand's very confusing, isn't it? Yeah, so I don't blame the check.
Yeah.
And actually, it's quite nice to see the information as well that he has peeled the 9-8 suit and then led the flop. So
yeah, could maybe bet this river with like 8s or better, something like this, and
Yeah, I think 8's quite mandatory, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just a very strange decision from Yuan. Anyway, Gulder, happy to rake it in. Another 30 million or so into his stack. But Yuan now, right? I mean, we've kind of lost 12 million in that hand, but, you
Yeah.
know, which is
It's expensive, isn't it?
precious chips, yeah, that he can ill afford to lose.
Big blind, please.
Has work to do,
You big
but
blind.
of course, with this kind of shallow nature, all it's going to take is one double up. He's going to be right back in the hunt.
For sure.
Action on Jayan.
Fold.
Going to limp with King Queen. Oh, here we go.
Big clash, but if he has lived, he'll probably just go raise call. It's 25 big blinds deep.
Yeah, these spots always really
13.
interesting. Gould are going to be
13.
expected
Two raise, 13.
to lean very heavily here on Jayan's. Going to have, of course, some good hands, like the one we see has ace-10. We're going to have a lot of trash. Jayan, there is an argument for limp shove,
Sure.
but of course,
With the other
fact-
stack.
Yes, the fact that Jayan is so short, I would imagine he does limp call, Steve. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense, right? And we have a really disguised strong hand for the times that Alex is bluffing. Comes king or queen high.
Yeah.
We can allow him to just rifle it off.
And I'd actually expect Alex to be bluffing quite a lot here as well with
For
that other
sure.
stack of 11 blinds. So I don't expect a check fold on this flop.
8 chip.
Yeah, 9, 5, 4, 2 diamonds. Builder's still best. Ace of diamonds in hand. Working for him. So mulling over his options.
Quite that check here myself.
2 chip.
I'm in agreement. Makes a lot of sense. You just have the best hand a lot. You know, allow a 10 to roll off, let cooler your opponent when he has the sort of queen 10 suiteds of the world.
Yeah.
Don't really want to get check raised. It's very unlikely to happen at this depth on the 9-5-4. Intriguing spot. If Goulder does bet now for like some equity denial and value, it's going to be hard for Gianth to fold a hand as strong as King Queen, but it does go check check again. Deuce of Hearts on the river.
Yeah, and there could have been big fireworks with these hands, but as it's played out, relatively small
8
flop.
chip.
Yeah, as I say, Gianth is just, he's just impressed me. The fact he just seems to know where he is in spots and where, you know, when to activate and go aggressive. Excuse me. I mean, he's essentially trapping there, right, with this
Yeah,
hand.
exactly. Yeah, he's played it really well.
Yeah,
But another pot for Alex extends the chip lead.
yeah. All of the daylight he continues to put between him and the other two makes it more and more likely that he's able to take down the crown. Work still to be done, though. There's, of course, 1,496 runners in this 1K buy-in. Smash the guarantee. About 50%. Bodes well for the rest of the week. Of course, we're going to be streaming
8.
the Lux and Pay Grand Final and the MPP main event to close out our coverage. Jayanth here opens King 9, 2 quick folds.
How was your break, Andrew? You get anything? Do anything interesting?
Not really. Just went and saw my lady and my little boy.
Yep,
Gave him a
nice.
wee cuddle.
Oh,
Actually, sat and listened to you and James.
oh, nice.
I know my life has become a tragedy.
I did the same thing on my break as well.
I
Can't
mean,
get enough. Can't get enough.
Don't get me wrong, there's lots of lovely things to do out here at Merritt, but at 2 a.m.
Yeah,
local time,
Yeah.
I didn't really fancy a walk by the beach. A little moonlit stroll on my own. I was waiting to come and rejoin you, my friend.
Nice.
Back on Alex then. King 7 of Hearts.
2 raise, 8.
We are getting to the realms of open shove territory for him.
Yeah.
I believe Jayanth has 20 blinds. I wouldn't have faulted it with this hand, actually. Now we have this kind of unpalatable situation where Yuan is reshoving 9.5 blinds. And we can see from the equities that our hand does pretty well. Doesn't feel great though, right?
Yeah, I think he's just going to let this go. 10 big blind shove.
Yeah, I did wonder if open shove would come into the thought process. You know, one of the benefits, right, is when you do get called off by the 10 big blind guy, you can just get there, right?
Yeah,
43.
3 to 2 dog.
43.
I thought it was less than
Well, it sounds like 43 rather than 38, and it does make a difference.
5,
Okay.
10, 20.
Oh.
Maybe a miscount.
30,
Yeah, 37.
37.
That could be the difference.
Oh,
Yeah, you called it.
I mean, we're getting a decent price, you know,
1,
2 to
2,
1.
3.
We're going for the third count.
他筹码都数不清楚。
Stick your neck out. Is he going to call or is he going to fold?
37, 37.
If it's 37,
No.
I think he's going to call.
No.
If it's 43, he's going to fold.
She's saying it's 46.
No.
数力
10,
37.
15,
Yeah,
15 plus 10,
25.
20, 25,
Okay.
35,
Yeah.
35
Little math class there.
plus
36.
36,
Yeah,
36, 37,
yeah,
37 plus 6.
yeah.
Ah,
You're saying
37,
you're saying Sorek's chest, which is 46.
No 40.
What a bizarre turn of events. It's the longest chip count
Okay.
situation in history.
Yeah.
It's the difference between calling and folding. I don't call 46.
All right, you called it, Andrew. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
in there.
Plus 6.
I'm going to use one. I think I'm calling.
Yeah, it's one of these spots where you don't want to get distracted, right, by all of the kind of shenanigans. I think just for 9 blinds, chance to knock off a player, our hand has enough equity against lots of parts of Yuan's range 3-handed, right? You don't love it. Of course, you have to balance it out. You have the chance to knock off a player, extend the chip lead to go heads up. But also, on the flip side, if you call and lose, comes much more of an even.
Good luck.
And here we go. He is going to make that call.
Live.
Thought it would just sneak in, and he does decide to run it.
8跑可以吃
Big
顶
pot
住
now,
就行
84
了。
million.
Yeah. But Yuan, all of a sudden, 60% of the time, is going to be right in the hunt. Basically, would draw level with second in chips. Big moments.
Yep, also good chance that we go heads up.
Yep. Goulder. It's been going very well for him so far. Can he get there?
操，
Yes, he can. On the flop, king at 9-3. Devastating turn of events for Yuan. All of a sudden, 12%.
Can feel his pain there. It's his chance to get back in it.
他们
That's slim pickings.
And that's it. 7 on the turn, drawing dead.
和底还发 A 了，我操！
And we do lose Yilu Yuan in third place. Great run, sir. Great start to the week. $42,500 for that third place finish.
It's been quite a easy day at the office for Alex, isn't it? It's been quite.
Very serene.
He had one little dent, but he was straight back in it the following hand, and now he's got a 70% chip lead. Heads up.
You know what happens when things are serene like that. There's always some bumps in the road. It can never be that easy.
True.
Pretty big result, that one for Alex. Must be up to the bones of 170 million or so now. And we're heads up for the first title of the week on stream. PokerOK Mystery Bounty.
Yeah, 27k difference between second and first.
Yes, not insubstantial. Oh, the shades have gone on. Business time. All right, straight into it. Kind of was hoping for this confrontation. You know, when the final table started, I did think that Golder, Jayanth, and Petichuk were my 3 kind of most accomplished of the 9. You know,
Sure, yeah.
not to be disrespectful to the rest of the field.
I hate to blow my own trumpet, but I did predict these 2 heads up from the very beginning.
Honestly, that's why you're here, Steve.
little side bet with Dempsey.
Congrats. Intriguing here to see Jayanth min raise 8-4 off.
Yeah, straight out of the bat, he's setting his stall out.
Pretty spicy.
Maybe has no limp in range. We'll see.
The 9-3-8 board does take the lead. Alex with just king high. First decision point
7.
Coming to the man on the button. Does decide just to go ahead and c-bet, look for value and protection. 7 million into 20.
Yeah, you can have some 8s in your check back range here, but
yeah,
you can also just bet the value and get called by loads of worse hands.
Both routes seem viable. Alex with the kind of one of the weakest hands we can continue with, I'd suggest. Not much going for it.
20.
Yeah.
See what it, oh, look at this. Wow. Decides to turn it into a bluff. Makes it 20 million.
I don't really think it needs to be done, but maybe he wants to set the stall out early.
Yeah, kind of one of the spots now where we're basically saying that we're raised getting it in with a 9.
Yeah.
Jayanth got middle pair. There are a bunch of kind of draws out there that could potentially do this. The kind of 6-7s, 7-10s, Jack-7s of this world. And even a hand as wide as King-7 is in there. He's going to keep his man honest, understandably so. All of a sudden, Jayanth would just pop behind on hand 1 of this heads up.
Indeed.
$60 million in the middle. 9 of hearts on the turn. Pretty great card for Jayanth. Gonna feel more comfortable now with that 2 pair. Alex doesn't love it.
Yeah, it's a hard card to continue on, isn't it? And a great card for Jayanth, as you said.
Yeah, very difficult. It's
13.
reaching. Wow, okay. 13 million. Come for the 25% turn bet. Really intriguing. Yeah, I'm going to be a little confused, but of course, we're not going anywhere. Going to allow our man to keep bluffing if he is. And all of a sudden, half pop back. Is Golder lining up the treble barrel? 6 of spades on the river looks relatively inconsequential. Decision point, Warbs, of whether to wave the white flag or put it in. I mean, we're really just repping a 9, right? And he's gonna jam. Credit to him for following through, and Jayanth.
I guess so, yeah.
Time for a sip of that cup of tea. And I would imagine those time banks are going into the middle. Really weird spot, this. In that if Golder was bluffing with like a 6-7, like he's rivered showdown now.
Sure.
Right, so unlikely to jam a hand like this. In terms of value, of course, he's got all the 9x. The 7-10 combos have got there.
Yeah, it's 7-5 as well.
One thing I will say, the kind of only pure bluffs now, like the 10 jacks of the world, Queen 10, Queen Jack.
Yeah, I think a lot of those just check call.
That's what
those,
yeah,
so yeah,
that's it. So unless Alex is getting way out of line with a hand like this, you know, it's just really reaching right into the sort of flop check raise.
Sure. And to be fair, I don't think he's trying to get an 8 to fold, and I don't think an 8 can fold. So. And
Then
also,
again, if he's not, what is he trying to get to fold? Ace high?
Yeah, I'm not not a huge fan of this.
Yeah, it's a
Like,
kind of a strange hand selection. May come down to here for Giant that people don't bluff here enough. But again, he's not going to check raise flop with an 8 himself,
Yeah.
Alex. So you can rule that out. So it really feels like a 9 or nothing. And as we can see, it is nothing.
We've seen that Giant is not a big folder as well, so I can't imagine any world he's folding.
Yeah.
I'll stick my neck out and say that.
It does feel like Goulder's got away with one if he finds a way to get this through. 134 million out there also. We only have 48 million back. Don't have to be right.
A big swing, won't it?
Too many
actually?
times.
It's taken to 180 million. 116 million. So we'll have a proper heads-up battle if he can find the call.
Do you think these spots sometimes, Warbs, just come down to like, let's look at my man and just decide?
A little bit, but you know,
it's kind of confusing.
Yeah, I think.
Please fold, please fold.
I think his hand's just too good, really.
Deep in the tank. You can find this call. It's going to take the chip lead. Goulder praying that those cards hit the mark. And he's made the call. Bravo, sir. Picks off the bluff. And just like that, hand one of heads up. Jayant takes the chip lead. 182 million, plays 117. Gotta give credit to Goulder for having the gumption to fire that third shell. Almost got through.
Yeah, I think after the way he did play it, the river shove is definitely the play.
It feels like the 6 is kind of a nice card.
Yeah, definitely.
In terms of
that was what I was alluding to. The 6 being a good bluffing card after that line. Yeah, and you know, when you're a big chip leader like that, if it does go wrong, it's fine. It isn't the worst thing in the world, is it? You know, he's still more than in this heads-up match. Plenty of play left, which we all love to see, Andrew, don't we?
Of course we do, Steve.
3 in the morning. We love to see this.
There you go. 60% of the chips in play now for David Jayan. 182 million. And it's just 45 blinds.
Yeah.
This doesn't feel right. You see himself and Alex battling it out for the PokerOK Mystery Bounty title. And what a beautiful trophy it is. Pretty cool, right? The little chest.
I like it,
the little bounty chest. Nice
like
touch.
Yeah.
Here at the MPP.
Nice design.
No.
Just having a look through that final table. Halabi was dispensed with by Goulder early doors, as was Roman Stoica. Petichuk lost that ace-queen versus the king-jack of David Jayan. Hinar, he was a lot of fun. We saw that pretty wild hand where he peeled 8-9 of clubs.
Yeah.
Got the jack-9 out, and Alex was then able to make the call with ace-8. It's been a fun FT.
Yeah, lots happened.
Right at the start, that hand felt like it lasted.
Yeah, he had a good old think on the river, didn't he? He had lots of time banks though, so to be fair to him, every other decision he's been pretty instant.
Yeah, I've been impressed.
Yeah.
Both guys played really well. Whoever wins will be a worthy champion in my eyes.
Thank you.
Dealer still just sorting out the pot.
Yeah, still not.
We're still going.
We're still on that hand.
We're still getting a count. We're still getting a count from when Yuan went all in.
Not yet.
I think as we're heads up as well, the blinds do decrease.
That's right.
To every 20 minutes they go up.
Yeah, it's going to be fast and furious.
110. One.
Sounds like my love line.
Oh, hello. Is it that time of the night? We are past the watershed. We can say whatever we want. Is there a sequel?
We've definitely got a we've definitely got a match here. For sure.
Oh dear. Right. Back to business.
None of these men are gonna give an inch. They'll both want to win this. Not satisfied with second and whatever bounties they've currently got.
It's always a little bit of a test, though, right? Like, no matter how experienced you are, like, Alex might inwardly be thinking, like, I really didn't need... You know, sometimes when you have a failed bluff, you're like, did I really need to do that?
Yeah.
Against a very good opponent, right? Also, now I've allowed him...
He's experienced, so I'm sure he'll shake it off.
Yeah. Well, Jayan finds a premium holding heads up. King Jack of Diamonds. 30 bigs effective. Can go a couple of ways with this one.
Yeah, this could be a sign of how it's going to play, whether he got the value as he should do.
Yeah, I like it. 26 million. First 2 rounds of this heads-up battle go to Jayan. As we know, it can be very swingy heads-up, can go quickly. I'm looking forward to this one. 2 guys, as you said, not going to give an inch. Going to be in there swinging. Jayan running hot in the early going. Ace 10, very strong hand, of course.
Yeah, monster.
Blinds have gone up now as well, 2.5, 5. Oh, a little bit of PTSD for Gulder. King 7 once more. All of a sudden, sub 20 bigs for the first time in a very long time. Let's just defend.
Yeah, resisted the urge to do anything crazy. It's a very easy peel.
As far this heads up is all Jayan.
7.
Ace Jack Deuce. 2 spades. Gulder. Tricky spots these. Can of course have the best hand still.
Yeah, you can, but I like the fold.
Yeah, it feels like if we have the king of spades, more likely to continue.
Yeah, agreed.
In the 7.
You've got to think against a good aggressive player about I might have the best hand, but it's so hard to get to showdown.
Yeah.
You can't just let that one go.
Jan's feeling it.
A little bit too wide to be calling all the king highs there, so the king 7 off with no backdoor.
Yeah.
Another monster.
Yeah. Gulder finds pocket 7s. 18 effective.
10.
It's going to go for the raise. There's really some argument to go for the limp trap.
Sure, yeah.
Allow your opponent.
I think probably because he hasn't limped yet. He didn't want to start. So.
Yeah, you can go either way.
Looks like he's ready for bed now, to be honest. It's tiring. It's really tiring on these.
I mean, it is a
feature
gruelingly
tables,
long
yeah.
day, right?
The lights have been on there the whole time.
So they've been playing now for what? 14 hours? Something like that?
Yeah, long day.
It's a long day. Adrenaline pumping for large parts of it. This is where the guys make their money. Where you want to be your sharpest and most focused. 3-4 of hearts for Jayan. He's going to mix in a limp for the first time. Over to Alex. King 4 of diamonds.
Pounces on this just because it's the first limp.
Check.
I think typically a hand you want to check.
I agree. It's only just the dynamic of this limp, but yeah, more than standard check.
Nice start so far for the Brit. On the King Jack 9, 2 spades. Jayan with nothing really working for him. Gonna mix in a delay. Potential bluff on later streets. Does turn the Queen of Hearts. This one could get interesting. Alex gonna seek value. Comes with 5 million. Jayan with the 4 high flush draw.
15. 50.
Be debating in his head. Here we go.
Yeah, I did think when size was gonna.
Yeah, this is a real nasty spot now for Gulder with just a bluff catcher. Bumps it up to 15 million. Alex running through all the potential bluff combos of Jansen. There don't seem to be too many natural bluffs.
No, you think a lot of the spades he's bet on the flop. He will have some spades that he checks back. But
Right.
yeah, you are thinking hearts.
Yeah, like very unlikely, right, to raise like a queen or a jack or anything like that, right?
Yeah, but he does have a lot of 10x.
He does, especially checking back flop.
The size, the size is kind of small, really. So we'll see what he does on river.
Big river in the context of the early going here does
King.
come the ace
Ooh,
of clubs.
I don't like the check back there.
King.
Continue to bluff.
Maybe just decided one and done. Sigh of relief inwardly, I'm sure, for Alex there to not face another barrel. They're trading blows as we imagined they would.
Yeah, kind of disappointing now. I was hoping he would bluff river and then see what Alex would have done, because it would have been a very tough spot.
Yeah, did wave the white flag. Gulder back up to 120 million. Finds a 7-8 suited. 24 big blinds deep. Now he finds his first limp this heads-up battle. Another premium holding heads up for Jayanth. Ace-9 is gonna ISO. Makes it 3 bigs. Gulder now. The very pretty looking hand, Steve. I don't imagine he's going anywhere. Looks like limp call.
Yep.
Nothing else to do, right? Got position. Got a beautiful suited connector. Let's
Yeah,
see
great.
3.
Let's rock and roll.
35 million then in the middle. Gulder with 3 pots back. Hello.
So, connections up.
Some real potential here for chips to go flying.
Yeah, I don't see a reason for Alex to raise though. Let's face C-bet.
Sure. Yeah, we don't really credibly represent too many ace-X. Certainly not the strongest ones. They're going to limp re-raise pre.
Yeah, exactly. He gets to realise his equity on the turn as well. There's no turn card he's going to fold.
Yeah, we can keep in bluffs too, right? All that good stuff.
Sure. And versus Alex's limp, you know, he can have just like 9-4 off and things that he has. He has gone for the attack. So yeah, I like just call.
Huge moments here. Jayanth's going to be supremely confident, Steve, right, in his hand. And look at this for a turn. 6 of spades, 8 high flush for Gulder. And Jayanth improves also. 9 of spades in his hand. And a gut shot straight draw. Yeah, this is a major cooler heads up. Interesting to see how Jayanth approaches this. Warbs, what do you like? He's just going to go for value again.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising. He's gone big as well, half pot. I think versus limp especially, you know, so many suited hands, straightening hands.
Yeah.
That card's a very bad card, and he has got a hand in ace-9 that he can check call, so I am surprised that he's continuing for value.
I think with you, maybe thinks that with this 9 of spades, right, it's like the key card.
Yeah.
Basically thinking, okay, my opponent now going to have a bunch more 7x, kind of like 7-8s without the spades, right? Stuff like this that's going to continue.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, half pot or so back for Gulder.
Something like a deuce river is going to be a really tough situation.
Biggest pot of the tournament. critical river card about to hit the felt. And it's a 7. Jayan's going to hate that card.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, we don't beat much.
No, and Alex with a mandatory shove.
I wonder what Jayan does here. Whether he was lining up that river treble barrel right on a lot of rivers.
Yeah. Oh
No,
my
he has
God.
just gone for value.
Wow. I'm really surprised about that.
Yes.
Really surprised about that.
Seems a little bit thin.
Yeah.
I mean, what do we target in the hand? 6-8 suited or something like this?
Yeah.
Hard for Goulder to have a worse ace, right?
Yeah.
Would need to be exactly ace 8, ace 4. Hands like this.
Yeah, and you need to give Alex a chance to bluff as well. With certain hands, it's a bit of a misstep. Yeah, huge chip lead now.
Goulder just wants to make sure that this is counted correctly. It's a different dealer, Alex. Have some respect.
Is it a different dealer?
I think it is.
Oh, very good.
Fascinating hand. I would have liked a few more minutes to try and dissect that river.
Yeah.
I can see why Giant has gone for the kind of turn barrel. Thinks that with that 9 of spades, we block flushes, we block 8, 9.
Yeah.
It feels like we have kind of close to the nuts still.
Yeah.
Unless it's a weird one. It's one of these spots where all the better ace-X of
I just think specifically
Alex have put it in pre, pocket 7s, pocket 5s have put it in pre.
Yeah, specifically because of the limp call pre.
I hear you. I hear you. It might be a tiny bit too thin. Maybe not though in a heads-up environment. Fun one. The nerd in me wants to have a look at that one later. In any case, critical pickup for Mr. Goulder. All of a sudden, things have changed again. Has a big chip lead.
Yeah, nearly a 9-1 chip lead now.
As big as that.
85%.
Okay.
Chips in play.
Well, there you go. Jan, 9 blinds. Does find an ace. In timely fashion. In they go. Knows his ranges. Oh. Oh, I thought he did the old excited. Let's have a look.
Like 40, 50.
No. When you heads up, you never need to ask the other man how many chips he has. You can just count your own.
Yeah, but it's nice to be like, I just took loads of yours. How many do you have?
But it is nice to intimidate, isn't it?
And just ask every time.
How much you got now?
Steve, you're an evil man. Yeah, Alex going to be feeling a lot better after a somewhat rocky start to this heads up. Looking to land the killer blow. As we know, though, things can change quickly.
10.
Even with this chip advantage. A couple of double ups
Total.
for Jayan. We'll see him back in the mix, and what a time to find the pocket kings.
Wow.
And wow, Goulder's gone for min raise. Somewhat intriguing, Warbs.
Yeah.
You know, facing a 9 big blind, 10 big blind stack.
Yeah. Should maybe just have.
Look at this.
Limps.
This is really nice.
Limps really, shouldn't you? But yeah, it's a good just flat with the kings.
Yeah, he's going for the trap. Makes sense. Goulder representing really strong hands and kind of dusty ones. Just min raising 10 effective. 9, 8, 4, 2 spades. Pretty awkward this for Goulder. Yeah, I think recognizing that he's going to get check shoved on a decent amount on this texture.
Yeah, nice awareness from Alex there.
Now, can Jayan find a continuation of the trap, or is it time to try it and seek value?
I like betting here. You figure Alex has got some showdown.
It's just really strange though, because what is that showdown, right? Like most of the ace-X have just jammed pre for 9.
Yeah. But I
We
wouldn't.
I hear you though.
Yeah. I'm quite tired.
I understand. I
But yeah,
understand.
no, I wouldn't expect a lot of the queen highs to fold there. Obviously, queen deuce is a bit different, but
Yeah. We do approach 3:10 in the morning local time.
it's not ideal, is it? Because you're trying to get king high to call, and you've got 2 kings in your hand. But
This is. I also think that like a lot of them have jammed pre, so it's one of these really
Sure.
kind of weird spots where
yeah.
Alex can just have a whole load of nothing or something really, really good, but we have something really, really good.
Yeah.
It's a confusing spot. You don't
Yeah.
see many min raises there, 9 effective.
No, I think it's a good strategy just to be limping. That's a big hand.
Yeah, we've seen 7 or 8 massive hands, and we've only played 7 or 8 hands of heads up. Golder finds ace queen suited versus the queen 4 of clubs.
I believe in these spots there's a lot of hands you're supposed to like 4x.
Yeah.
Rather than just
Yeah, got to induce this one. Too strong to jam.
16 more or 16 total?
my friend.
They're not happy with the dealers, are they? At this stage of the evening, the lads. I think that this makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, it's not the greatest hand in the world, but we do have a suited queen. We have 12 blinds behind. We've got position.
Yeah.
Let's try and make something happen.
Queen high, it's all over.
That's come king 10-3, 1 club. Got shot to Broadway for Alex. Nothing for David to write home about, at least, especially at this stack depth. 12 million. Golder. Gianth trying to decide, can we continue? Goodness me, Pharaoh is very sticky.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of this.
Yeah, it's just deciding that he's ahead enough of the time against the pure bluff range.
It's just so hard to show down there.
And this gets interesting now because Golder's not loving this card. We are ahead of some of the kind of flush draws, but some of them just put it in, right? When we...
Yep.
A king never folds, a 10 never folds. We block queen jack and queen 9. We don't love it. What's Gianth going to do? Just over half pot behind. Very complicated spot.
9.
Look at this. Gotta hand it to him. He's like a dog with a bone. This makes sense though, right? To bet this like tiny size, like we want to get value when we have a king or a 10. We don't need to bet big.
Yeah, sure.
Alex gonna be a little perplexed, I think. No, we're not folding. Not for 9 million. Just praying that the jack appears on the river. And Gianth now with a 3rd pot back. Just queen high. Oh, and he rivers a 4.
Wow.
This is filthy.
Yeah. It's ruined our fun to see what would have happened.
Absolutely.
It's check, and then it's gonna be an interesting face from Alex as he sees what's happened.
I mean, we can't
This
seek value,
absolutely
right?
no way. It's way too thin.
Surely not. He's thinking about it.
I mean, is it too thin?
I think it is too thin. Yeah. Like, you're just targeting to get called by ace queen and ace jack, right?
Yeah.
Maybe a hand like 8-3 offsuit that somehow ISO'd see, but he does. He goes for value. God, hand it to him. It's like he knows where he is.
Yeah, he's definitely doing this for value.
What a fascinating hand of heads up. Decision back on Golder. Right, again, an unbelievable price here.
It is a great price, yeah. I don't think I'd be full.
Yeah, I mean, we do, of course, beat the naturals Queen Jack, Queen 9 being the ones that come to mind. Hands like 6, 7 of hearts and that ilk.
Yeah.
But then again, do the flush draws just send it in?
Yeah.
Versus c-bet. So it starts to, I mean, maybe they don't, right? It's not essential for them to put it in.
How many blinds did Giant start this hand with?
14 or something like this. So like something like that. Maybe even less, 12, 13 blinds.
So there are some King X's all in.
Yeah. Got a load of 10x in there for sure. You know, 10-9 off and stuff like this. 10 Jack off. They don't have to jam. They can limp call.
Sure, yeah.
You probably expect a few more 10x than King X, but you're right. There's definitely going to be some. And of course, there's going to be the traps, right?
Yeah.
The really strong hands.
I think he will full hit.
Is getting an unreal price. Over 3-1. Does feel like we can be good enough of the time.
It's for the win as well, isn't it?
It is for the win.
Yeah, like it's a little bit of extra equity.
By the way, credit to Jayant for finding.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's a bluff, right? I can't imagine that it is.
No, it's not. I've seen enough of him play to know that
yeah.
it's not, yeah.
Has to be value. Only reason I can think of to somehow be bluffing would be to fold out 7s or something, and that may just jam pre. So this is certainly a value jam.
Sure.
What a fascinating hand. And he does make the call, and he is going to be sick to his stomach here.
Yeah, I thought he would.
Wow. Great bet.
It really is a sensational bet on the river.
And river. Yeah.
One of the best hands of heads up I've seen in a long time. Goulder still in shock. As are we in the booth. It's rare that you see somebody find that, right?
Sure.
You know, you're just like, oh, wow, I've hit a 4. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Check. Look at that. All of a sudden, neck and neck once more.
More counting for the dealer.
Yeah. Might take a while. Goulder versus Jayan. No closer.
Achievement
to that title. What a great hand. Guys, if you are still with us, thank you for joining. PokerOK Mystery Bounty Final Table. We are, of course, heads up. Alex Goulder against David Jayanth. While the dealer sorts out that pot, I'll let you know what's coming up later in the week. We have a day off streaming tomorrow. Then Mr. Jay Harwood, fresh off the plane, will be joining the cast. Steve will be stepping aside for a few days. We'll be covering the 2K Lux and Pay High Roller. That's coming up from, what day is it today? Dearie me. We have Tuesday off, so Wednesday onwards, we got the Lux and Pay 2K. That is a 2K buy-in, $2 million guaranteed. We'll be covering that one for 3 days, having one more day off. And of course, the big daddy of the week, the Mediterranean Poker Party main event, 5,300 buy-in, $5 million guaranteed.
Tasty.
Yeah, pretty excited. Have you not got a little bit of FOMO, seeing as you've final tabled that one before?
Always.
Yeah.
Always, especially when you're sat in the booth watching hands. Yeah, you want to get out there
it
and
makes
play.
you want to play, right?
It really does.
Yeah.
You think you're a genius because you've seen everything happen. It's like, oh, yeah, it's easy. It's very different.
I look forward to the next time you value jam a 4 on the river and just get snapped off by quads. Anyway.
Go again.
Yeah, Goulder, ace-4 off. Head potentially reeling a little still from that previous hand. Makes it 10 million to go. 8-9 off for Jayan. Let's make the call.
How much you play?
How many do you have? Off to the flop we go. King 8-3. Middle pair for Jan. Ace high for Gulder. Very dry board in general.
8.
2, 8 million.
Let's bet a third pot. Jan, of course, not going to be going anywhere. Typically in game flow, you'd expect check call.
Yeah. Check raise this. I wouldn't have thought.
He's like, we have seen him do some
20.5.
spicy ones.
20.5.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He loves to be on the front foot with aggression.
sure, but
Steve's shaking his head. Not a fan?
No.
No?
I'm shaking it quietly.
No, it's good. It's good to shake your head. You have to.
No, it's just. I mean, it's just. Yeah.
You have to give your opinion, Steve. That's
Sure.
why you're here.
Sure. It's not you can't check raise an 8 for value. It's just.
You'd just rather call this and like maybe check raise a 3 that needs a bit more
Yeah,
protection.
I think it's just a better candidate to call. You know what I mean? It's nice to hit the 9 on the turn and get the barrel and stuff.
And it's also quite hard for the button just to mindlessly blast off on the king highs anyway.
Yeah, you don't want to be getting the unders to fold, and
Put it in before
you
it
don't
went
really have to protect it. I don't think. So,
Right, like he
so
is
yeah.
up against just one overcard.
Yeah.
Okay.
You were shuffling.
As Gulder's beef with the dealers continues.
Yeah, it's 6 now. 6.
Lines are up. His shorter levels, as Steve was referencing.
Yeah, just 20-minute levels. Heads up.
Yeah, 25 bigs effective now. I would imagine a clash will be coming sooner rather than later. Jan, Queen 5-0. Side on limp. Over to Alex. 8 deuce off.
Yeah, you can definitely raise this one. So, 5 to check.
As elect just to knuckle. Take a free peek. King, Queen, Jack. Alex comes up completely empty. Middle pair for Jans.
Yeah, we've had a few of these now where I just think again it's just a better candidate there to check.
I like check with this. I like check with this one.
I mean, fair enough again if you want to bet some Queen X for value, but I'd go for the higher end queens in that one.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. We'd make a nice little check back.
You also have your opponent pretty much dead a lot of the time, so you do give him a chance to make a mistake and start firing at some runouts.
Sure. Yeah, one of those can never be a big mistake to bet, but I can certainly be on board with Jack.
Yeah. And the shallower you are, the more it is to check. So the blinds have just gone up. I wouldn't like to see check there, but I'm also happy to get the hand over and move on to the next one. So swings and roundabouts. Big hand heads up.
Don't be getting cranky, Warbs.
I'm good, mate. I'm good.
Okay. Ace 3 for Alex. Being a lot of big hands heads up. Obviously, this one not quite as big as some of the others we've seen, but we haven't seen too many hands that are just complete dust. Let's decide to min raise. There is a dust one, and they're almost exactly neck and neck.
Yeah. Could go either way. Not had many raise and take it, have we?
Just wondered there.
This one?
Do we allow deals here? I should really know.
We do not.
There we go. No deals.
No deal.
All right, no deals, buddy.
No deal, no.
Okay. I just wondered, right, because now that the stacks are level and they're both obviously very accomplished,
Yeah.
you're kind of just playing a lottery here.
Yeah, I thought
24 effective, right? Like the edge starts to diminish.
I was thinking that earlier, so I inquired about it.
Very professional of you, Mr. Warburton.
I do like to do my homework.
You know
Big
me.
hand heads up.
I'm an off the cuff kind of guy.
You are.
12 million then from Jayanth. Ace 7 of clubs.
A freestyler. You rock the microphone.
You're going to stick with what works for you. Alex going to defend. 9-5 off. We were thrilled, but we are heads up. Got to fight for every pot. Fair play to these guys. They've been doing exactly that.
Yep, we're in there to a min raise.
Wow.
That's the flop you want, isn't it?
Okay. Queen 5-5.
6.
That flop is all Goulder. Jan's going to go for a little value bet on the flop. We can see those chips unlikely to be coming back. Alex with the decision. Do we want to fast play this hand?
Yeah, you can obviously go one of two ways. I do like raise to the 6 million.
15.
That's
13 raise.
15.
it's a good sizing.
15.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, this is nice. Can still allow a bunch of hands to float here. We make it this 2.5x. Can't imagine Jayant will ever fold here with an overcard in the backdoor nut flush draw.
No, it's another candidate he could have just checked back on the flop.
Yeah.
I don't mind the bet, but doesn't seem to be taking the more passive route, let's say, very often, which is fair enough.
All of a sudden, 60 million chips in the middle, 2x pot back for both players. Goulder with the check mark, can't lose this hand unless he somehow folds, which of course seems incredibly unlikely with trip 5s.
Yeah, it's a very exciting spot if you're Alex
It
here,
is.
you know. You're just hoping he's got a piece, hoping he hangs on, maybe backdoor diamonds, possibly a queen for the full cooler.
Makes sense, right? Let's just try and stack a queen.
Yeah.
Anything, any kind of backdoor diamonds, right? Which will certainly be a part
Yeah.
of Jayant's float range.
Just less than half pot.
Makes a lot of sense.
Does.
Jayant's now trying to think. Wow, he's so sticky. Reach in.
Yeah, we have seen this
Wow, does make another call.
a few tables out and a bit heads up, so not too surprised to see this call. It's the river for me for what's going to happen.
This one for me, starting to kind of be at the stone bottom of continue on the turn.
Yeah.
Kind of need. I mean, Goulder's natural bluffs are the kind of hands that wrap around the 5s,
Sure.
6-7 suited, stuff like this. You know, a hand like a Jack-9 suited that has good backdoor equity.
Yeah, we did see that King 7 offhand as well.
Right.
So, you know, he might have something like that.
Right.
You know, he sort of thinks he might be ahead and he's taking control of the hand and he just goes for 3.
That's a really great
All in.
point, Steve. Goulder now sends in the rest. Jayant, does he want to be a hero? That is a great point about the King 7 hand, perhaps thinking, okay,
Yeah.
this is a man that is very capable. Airball bluffs.
But Jayant also
just
needs to
see the
recognise that
stats.
Alex can check raise a queen here and bet turn and river value. So he's not. It isn't a 5 or nothing. He can easily have a
Sure.
queen.
Yeah. Wow, he's given real consideration. 84.5 million into a pot of 113. 3/4 pot jam. Jan. Just the naked ace high. Perhaps thinking to himself, I can beat backdoor diamonds and hands of that ilk that did check raise flop and continue to barrel. Really looks like he wants to make this hero.
He's not a big folder, is he? It's just, you know, is he making another stonehole bluff? It just
Right, is he doing it again? Goulder
I guess if he did turn down.
does get away from it this time.
Good discipline.
Well done. Great heads-up battle this. Good to watch.
I think you've got to recognise in that spot you do have a lot more hands that are much better to call with.
100%.
You don't just have to be, you know,
I thought the turn...
heroing down ace high every time.
Sure.
Yeah. So
I thought the turn was as thin as it gets, basically.
Sure.
But then he's been right so many times, you know. This is the style he's been playing.
Yeah.
Really impressive performance from both, it has to be said.
Yeah, sure. Especially 14 hours in.
Right. Gulder there adopting, excuse me, the very same pose as he held when he was bluffing with the King 7. Except this time he was saying, call me, call me.
Tired, call me.
Great hand.
Yeah,
It's been a really good heads-up battle.
But it has to end sometime, Andrew.
Apparently so, Steve.
We can't keep going to breakfast.
Gulder then limping, 7-4-0. Jayant content to take a flop with the King 5 off. Off to the Jack 7-5 board we go. Gulder flops best. Jayant in there with bottom pair.
Piece for both. See if Alex does check this one back, or it's kind of what we were saying before. Sort of middle pair, no kicker hands. Check backs, especially the more shallow you get.
Six.
He's going to bet a third now after being checked to twice. A call for Giant, as he's supposed to do. I imagine a lot of the times he's just going to go check on the river.
River is the 8 of clubs.
Especially that one.
Check.
It's Jack.
5.
Yeah.
7.
As expected from Warbs. Let's go check, check. All of a sudden, Gulder. Almost a 3-1 chip lead. $215 million plays 80 million or so. Once again, Alex. Oh. Danger of card exposure. Looking to land that knockout blow. He's had his man short before. Jayant then, 10-4 off. That's limp. Alex finds ace queen of clubs. We've seen this spot before. Ace queen versus queen 4.
Yeah, I think here with the suited you can just raise rather than jam.
Sure.
You want to get limp called by things you dominate, or limp jammed, of course.
Another pot going the way of Alex.
He's blind so big now, you feel like there's a clash coming soon. There's only so much play. Stack.
Yeah, absolutely.
Depths. Another big hand for Alex.
Yeah, Gulder now has his man sub 15 blinds. Likely to open jam this one, in my eyes.
12.
Yeah, just gonna shake it.
Okay, doesn't do it. Little surprised.
He's 11, doesn't he? 11 bigs.
And he's going for raise call.
Mhm.
I'm not sure I'm a huge fan.
No, with these,
You know, there's 15 million out there just to pick up.
yeah, these ace-x small ones off, you're just supposed to rip it.
Yeah, it does allow Jayanth to realize equity. We can see he has 38%, right? So just shutting that out can be a good result. In any case, King 3-3, 2 hearts. Ace high still best. Jayanth with a curious little combo, but does decide just to quickly fold it. Perhaps a hand that if he was a little deeper,
Or is there another one behind?
consider some
there's 4.
shenanigans.
4, okay.
So, yeah.
Oh, he's asking him
That's
again.
really
How much you got, buddy?
How much you playing then? Count it. I'll have the dealer check it as well.
Shenanigans in the booth, shenanigans out on the felt. Plenty of shenanigans to be had in Northern Cyprus. Players' party tomorrow, Warbs. Ready for that?
I'll be in bed.
Will ya?
Catching up on some shut
I know, I might be myself. All of a sudden, Jayanth, sub 10 bigs. Gonna have to find something quickly.
I've got to watch the stream back tomorrow as well before the party. You know, watch all the 14 hours.
Of course. I wouldn't expect anything less. One of your many assistants watching it for you now. The key points.
10 bigs, and it goes.
Yeah, Jayanth getting to that stage now.
Yeah.
Gonna have to start
Nothing for Alex, unfortunately.
ramping up the variance. Yeah, 3 high for Gulder into the bin.
Showing us the guns.
I almost feel the tiredness through the screen now.
Yeah.
Like both look
You can see it on
pretty
their faces.
exhausted,
yeah,
to be
sure.
fair. Long, grueling task. Take down tournaments. So you see Alex limp in with the 9-7-0.
All in.
Option on Jayanth. Does decide just to send it.
Thank you.
Makes some sense. Builder should have a lot of open shoves himself.
Yeah.
A lot of these limps, maybe relatively mediocre hands, just decides to send it. Little wrinkle of the structure, of course. Jayanth, even though he's only got 12 blinds, if he doubles up, you basically level once more.
We can't be too far away from the blinds going up again, too.
Yeah,
So.
it's going to get to the real max pressure on both stacks. Jayanth now, Jack 5 of clubs, 12.5 behind. He's going to limp. Cooler with the baby 4-5 of hearts.
All in.
Not to be too geeky, but you can definitely jam these.
No, agree, yeah.
It does.
Yeah, you should do.
I was motioning to you, Steve, in the booth.
Just the way you did it
Let's
had me cracking up.
Rip it in.
Your whole body behind it. But no, I agree. Yeah, 6-7 heart, 7-8, 9-7 suited. They have to go in there.
And nicely identified. We've been saying this for the past couple of hours. Either of these guys would be a worthy winner. In my eyes, the 2 best players of the night.
Yeah, there's one big favourite currently though.
Alex, 10-8 of diamonds. 10 bigs effective or so.
Yeah, I wonder if he will just put this one in. Surely.
All in.
There it is.
Does rip it. Oh,
And he will be getting a call.
Giant with the decision. You're never loving it. Suited king against a competent opponent.
Call.
Feels like right on the line, Steve.
He's in there. He's in there.
Did he call? He did call. All right. Here we go.
For the title.
138 million in the middle. Alex Goulder will be the champion 45% of the time. Jayant looking to hold with the king high to make this a level heads-up match once more. Flop incoming. Oh,
And that's
it
how you
just
do it.
comes.
That's how you do it.
9-7-6.
Okay,
Goulder flops his man to less than 1%.
Maybe chop.
Needs to come 8-10 for a chop. Only way to somehow wriggle out of it. King
GG.
on the turn, and it
I
is
think you really have my
GG.
number.
Handshake between
Guess
the
it
two
cost a long time.
gentlemen.
But yeah,
Brilliant,
Yeah, very tough.
brilliant final table.
Yeah, well played from both.
Yeah, commiserations to David Jayant. A valiant effort from you, sir. But the winner of the PokerOK Mystery Bounty here at the MPP 2025,
thank you.
Alex
Thank you
Goulder,
very much.
takes down $85,000 for the win, plus whichever bounties he picked up along the way. Gets the congratulations from the man on the rail.
Yeah, no,
Steve,
no.
final thoughts?
This would be calmer tomorrow.
It's been a very, very long day, isn't it? Very, very long day. Fast-paced. Seen lots of all-in, seen lots of good play. Seen some questionable play. But I, like you, Andrew, am probably going straight to bed now.
Brilliant, Steve.
But
Right.
we'll be back.
Quick look at the payouts. Alex Goulder takes it down, 85K. Guys, that's it from us. Day off tomorrow. We'll be back on Wednesday with the Luxon Pay High Roller. Good night.